And welcome to some EGFC Overwatch. I am a last-minute substitution, aka Septulence, joined by the handsome and wonderful Ocean to bring you. I think we're doing 2 games today, but either way, Ocean, I don't know about you, I'm so hyped to get into this.
Yeah, this is, I believe, the first day of our EGFC Season 4 Overwatch, so this could be interesting. It was just on Rocket League yesterday, and I think my favorite thing about opening day is we don't know that much, right? We just don't know what's going to happen, right? Everything's a little bit of a mystery. We kind of have an idea. We have perhaps some notes on some of these teams, but we don't know. Yeah,
absolutely. And something I do know is that this is going to sound so crazy, one of my favorite players in the entire league, one of my favorite support players, Liam Lizard, going to be representing William and Mary. I know he's going to be here today. You'll see what I mean. I know you will. Kid's an absolute legend, and I'm super stoked to see what they're going to be bringing to the table. But I know we're a little bit kind of jumping right into the swing of things. We're going to take a look at the map pool right now. It is a set map pool, so we're going to be keeping an eye out for Busan, Eichenwald, Hanamura, and if we get that far, Junkertown and Oasis to boot. But Ocean, let's focus on Busan. Let's hone right in. What team comps should we expect jumping into this control point?
Busan's interesting because it's one of those maps that's very different depending on which region, right? You know, EU, Europe, and North America, probably the Western regions, you'll probably see Brawl. So I imagine these teams will probably play a lot of Brawl on, for example, Mecha Base and maybe even Downtown. Maybe even Rush compositions on Busan Downtown. That would be extremely cool. And of course, you've always got the option of running some more poke-based compositions on Busan Sanctuary as well. So I'm not too sure what we'll see from either of these teams. Again, brand new season. We have no clue what teams are going to run.
Absolutely. Brand new season, and the crazy thing about Control Point, Busan and Lijiang Tower are usually the best examples of this, but all 3 stages call for different team comps, call for different compositions to make an appearance, so we're going to have to see what is going on. It looks like we've got William and Mary is going to be, I believe, the team on the right. I'm not positive on that, but University of Connecticut is going to be the team they are up against. A lot of names that I recognize. Our rival on the side of William and Mary seems to be the only new one, but University of Connecticut, UCONN here, this is a roster I have never seen before.
She saw in the notes for Connecticut that they have Pascal on their team, and they'll actually be raging that Pascal can't play today because they're playing contenders, so they can't play.
Yeah, Pascal, a player that I've had the opportunity to run into, talk to many a time. Yeah, definitely unfortunate they're not able to make an appearance here today, but we're going to have to see what is brought to the table. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty aggressive moving forward. We see Max for the win, looking for that win, finds a kill onto Nelsie with the help of a Laundry coming through here. It's going to be some great value already. The double kill, the supports are bloodthirsty as ever. William and Mary has not changed a thing since the last time I had the opportunity to see them coming through. Rival loses the mech. The damage has already been done. It is just a straight-up cleanup crew now, Ocean.
I think William and Mary are quickly becoming one of my favorite collegiate programs to
comment. Oh, they're one of mine.
The big team yesterday was awesome, never give any sort of space, and I really like the William and Mary composition. I really like these sort of poke comps that invoke Zenyatta and Brigitte together. Your Brigitte and your D.Va are going to try and get your Zenyatta into better space so your Zenyatta can provide Discord orbs, and honestly, that was a great first team fight. The Wrecking Ball caught the Brawl on rotation. It was brilliant for the rest of the team.
Yeah, and your boy Wings here going to get hyper-aggressive, going in, holding that left click, just storming the castle, but unfortunately, not going to be able to live long enough to tell the tale. The first kill flipping in favor of UCONN. Reaper does pick up Unique on the Tracer, so that's a lot of damage out the window. They're really going to have to clean up off the back of it. Newcomer finds that crucial kill. The Baptiste is gone. Immo gone. That's going to force a Transcendence out of a Laundry here. Max for the win, picks up your boy Wings, so that's going to be a 4v3, I believe, in favor of William and Mary, but not for long, as Easy Derek does find that kill onto rival UCONN. They're desperate to keep this point for as long as possible.
Yeah, they can try, and they do get the kill on the Cowboy in the back lane. This is definitely winnable. William and Mary's Tracer unit has his pulse bomb.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty huge here. We see Trav going to be able to pick up Max as well, so a lot of damage kind of out the window, but William and Mary, they turn that around straight away. They lose the mobility, but they farm the damage for it. Newcomer popping the rally. Every single hit boosts this rally stronger and stronger, keeps the team alive. It's considered one of the strongest kind of engagement ultimates in the game. The other one here being the Garage Door coming out from UCONN, the Amplification Matrix, going to increase any damage or healing that comes through it there. Now your boy Wings gets hyper-aggressive. Immortality Field just barely able to keep them alive. 50% now online for UCONN, but William and Mary, they lose the main tank, or they find the main tank. They might be able to turn this fight if they're careful.
Yeah, honestly, this has been a pretty disciplined team from William and Mary, but realistically, Connecticut have done so well to hang on for this long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's been so many fights where I'm thinking William and Mary, they're going to take the win here. They're going to be able to turn the fight in their favor. But now it seems like they're a little bit, you know, they seem to be losing their footing here and there. They lose one and kind of crumble underneath. But now UCONN, they've lost 6. And William and Mary, they have finally turned this fight back around.
William and Mary's support line have been really impressive to me. Like, it's really, really hard to get value out of a Zenyatta Brink, especially at this sort of level. We don't really know. Yeah, these backlines, I don't know too much about them, so it's quite hard to play, and they're playing it quite well. I feel like the big problem for William and Mary is just their focus fire from their DPS, so if they can patch that up, they'll be in a great spot. Yeah,
no doubt about that. Like you said, if they can patch that up, they're going to be able to kind of find a great engagement, be able to take this. Now, this personally, my least favorite Busan stage. I just think because I'm a Rhine player, I really don't like it. This is not a great Rhine area, but it is a great D.Va area there as Rival finds not 1, but 2, turns into 3. Your boy Wings down and Nelsie not far behind. That is a technical team kill there for William and Mary.
Yeah, you know, it is quite hard to play. Okay, there's only really one area that's beneficial for Reinhardt, and that's kind of just where the Tracer is now, where Unique is. Basically, it's the only place you can really brawl. Other than that, you're kind of walking long distances, and you can kind of get caught in rotation. That's exactly what Max is looking to do on this wrecking ball. Try and catch out the Reinhardt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've hit the nail right in the head. One of the things you first learn as a Reinhardt player is don't hold W with your shield up, because it's just going to get melted, and the entire stage is built that way, so it's really difficult for Wings to engage without losing his health or his shield. Now, we've got kind of a back-to-back high noon scenario, but no kills across the board for either of them. Instead, it's going to be Max, who is the first one to fall, has the minefield. Unique down as well. UCONN, they have flipped to the point. If they win this fight, it may not be possible for William and Mary to re-engage as a team. An amazing Shatter Bomb combo. The Bombo does come through, but UCONN used a lot of ults there. They stagger the baby D.Va. Enough to boot. 9 seconds left on the clock. Max might be able to touch.
I think they'll be able to touch, but what are they going to be able to do without their D.Va? Zenyatta's going to struggle to come into the fight.
Oh, I don't think he touched. Okay, wait, no, somebody did touch. A pulse bomb there. That's a crucial one. Forces out Immortality Field early, so William and Mary, they've got the opportunity to turn this around, but no! Nelsie finds Nuklama so early. It is up to Alondri. She's got the entirety of the team healing in the form of a Transcendent. Samo takes a lot of damage there from the D.Va, tucks back to run to those supports, finds a D.Va kill of his own. It looks like we're about to see a D-Mech come through, but no, there goes Max. There goes Rageanite. The mech is going to be lost in favor of William and Mary, but that Death Blossom just made an absolute world of difference there. I think UCONN has got that first stage in the bag.
That's extremely surprising to me, because if I actually think about that round, I kind of actually think William and Mary played better and won more team fights.
I agree.
But that long fight, where Connecticut just kind of made sure they kept control at the point, was extremely critical. They probably got an extra 20-30%, plus the stagger at the end. I think that's what edged that round for Connecticut.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've kind of made a great analysis there. Is UCONN, they were losing a lot more team fights, but right at the beginning, I think it was the second fight. In that elongated fight, they found, what, 40-50% even? So that one fight really gave them the opportunity to take a lead/win there.
Yeah, William and Mary gonna stick with this break. I like this. I think it's good if they stick to their guns here. Connecticut gonna stick with Brawl, however with a Reaper, so that gives them the option to play a little bit more aggressive if they need to, a little bit faster. And I like that option. Sometimes you'll see the Tracer there that allows you to play a little bit more aggressive. And I think they need to be able to play a little bit faster because they're playing against this co-composition.
Yeah, absolutely, and I just wonder, I mean, I don't know where Liam Blizzard is at, because that's the Baptiste player I think of for William and Mary, and I'm shocked to see that he's not in game here. They're forced onto 2 off supports, and it's really been hurting them in these, you know, elongated team fights. William and Mary, now they're trying to find even one elimination. Unique might go for a kill rather than the cap. I think that's the more intelligent play. If you win the team fight, it works out much more successfully. You get to cap the point for longer, but unfortunately, William and Mary losing the D.Va and the Brig, caught in a 6v4 scenario. UCONN's gonna get first cap.
Okay, here we go. I thought we were gonna see an engagement from William and Mary, but Max goes too low, so they have to back out. Next team fight, what do they really have online? Not much. They're gonna make this Mercy adaptation here. I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, maybe you get more value out of maybe your Cowboy and your Zenyatta. But other than that, I feel like it's going to be difficult to get your Zenyatta's value, because when you're walking into the fight as Zed, you're not going to have that Brig to protect you.
Yeah, I'm thinking that same thing. You know, if you're swapping off the Brigitte, you should be swapping to a long-distance healer, an Ana, perhaps a Baptiste, but swap onto a Mercy, you're almost making it harder to heal your team. You have to Guardian Angel in to find that healing, and usually when you Guardian Angel in, you're not GAing back out. It's going to be 35% already online for UCONN. Max finds a double kill. You need a lot more than that, and unfortunately that pulse bomb's not going to be the fight opener that they needed. However, the minefield, no wraith available for this Reaper. He goes for the TP, but it looks like he is going to TP right into the mines. A 1-for-1 trade to Laundry, taken offline by that D.Va. Easy Dirk. This is going to be a lot of damage already. I think UCONN still just has the numbers. Unique is going to be able to pick up a kill, but Max falls. Oh, Tiz guys finds a double kill there. We're going to see some great progress already coming through from UCONN. William and Mary a whopping 12%. The Deadeye, that felt a little bit personal. I mean, that felt a little personal, and somehow UCONN has still been able to turn this around. And I have gotten confirmation kind of from our producers and information is in the back line. This is UCONN's kind of EGFC debut in the Overwatch community, and they are, I mean, talk about a statement, right? William and Mary, they made it very far into playoffs and finals last year, but now, unfortunately, they're looking rough at the beginning of Busan here in week 1.
I think they need to patch up like subtle things like why are we playing this hero? Let's get the maximum value out of that hero, and also their focus fire has probably been the weakest thing so far. I think like the individual players have been playing fine, but they just don't really understand their roles.
Yeah, I think you're completely right. We have not seen kind of that rush down, that focus that this comp kind of represents. You get in, you just burn somebody down, and you go from there, but unfortunately it has just not been working out well. William and Mary have such a small advantage in the sense of no D.Va mech. Now Trav taking him out, that is great. Rival is going to be kind of storming. There goes your boy Wing, so this looks like now better than never. It's going to be William and Mary turning it around, but they've got to be so insanely careful because if they lose one fight, if they lose even half a fight, they're going to have to kiss Busan goodbye.
Yeah, well, I mean, this D.Va stagger is going to help them a lot. That's going to give them a lot of time to build up some ultimates. They already have some. But I think the one that they need to build up to if they're going to win this round and have a chance of winning Busan is probably this Transcendent. Because realistically, what else are you going to have to deal with like a Death Blossom if the Lucio outspeed into your team?
Yeah, I mean, if Samo gets even one kill with this Death Blossom, I'm confident to say that Busan is over, right? We're going to need to see a phenomenal counter, whether it be an amazing D-Matrix, whether it be a Flashbang or a Transcendence. But if this Death Blossom makes an appearance the way they have been, William and Mary is going to have to give up Busan, and that's really going to hurt them for the rest of the series.
It's go time. Your boy Wings wants to go in.
Your boy Wings finds the engagement, but Max in the back line. I like that minefield because it catches out the back line of UCONN. Nelsie has already fallen. That McCree offline. Rage Knight misses the flashbang. That's an ultimate, or excuse me, an ability they may want back later on. Your boy Wings dropping to beyond critical condition, sub 100, turns into 50, turns into 0, booted right back into one of Max's mines. The tank line for William and Mary, they haven't had a shield, but it looks like they finally remembered how to play this comp. They win another fight, and they are 20 seconds away from forcing Mecha Base.
Oh, that's even getting out from Connecticut. That's so critical. It means they actually will get a final fight. Nothing really online for William and Mary. There's 3 or 4 ultimates probably online this fight for Connecticut. How are they going to deal with them?
Oh, here comes a bomb, and it looks like he's not going to catch anybody. Rival with a bomb of their own, finds 0, so both D.Vas not able to pick up anything, but Samo finds that first kill, and no! Rage Knight with the triple high noon! The Cowboy making an appearance, 3 turns to 4, turns to 5, with the help of a Laundry, the D.Va here, the sole survivor, and Rage Knight just single-handedly lifted William and Mary up and carried them into a stage 3.
You know what, sometimes you can analyze the pre-fight, and even after the fight, and review the fight as much as you can. But sometimes the player just pops off, right? I could say, okay, Connecticut have 3 ultimates going into this team fight. William and Mary need to build up their Transcendence. Well, guess what? Doesn't matter. Rage Knight gets 3 kills. Fight's over. We're not going to Mecha Base. And sometimes you can review that and go, oh, maybe we could have dealt with that Cowboy a little bit better, but Rage Knight just popped off, realistically.
Yeah, I mean, I think you've explained that so well, because in a sense, you can go back to a VOD review, but how could we have stopped a successful high noon? Like, that's usually more of a situational thing than something a team did wrong, perhaps. Rage Knight just saw the opportunity, knew the D.Va was nowhere in sight, and beyond capitalized. Now, I'm a little bit worried here. William and Mary going to a double shield comp on a stage, a Busan Mecha Base that is notorious for being a Reinhardt Zarya map. I want to see what William and Mary is going to try to do here with this double shield.
It's the same concept, really, except you're not really ever going to be brawling, you're just going to be constantly poking. They have been on poke comps previously, but they never really have to engage with this one.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I think you're right. You know, if they continue to play kind of this ring around the rosy scenario, that might work out super well, because if as long as they don't let UCONN get close, they can just continuously melt down the tank line. Then UCONN can't push without a tank line. William and Mary now, they found that one elimination early, but that Reaper's going to be back soon. They're going to have to find another one to really keep themselves in the lead. However, UCONN stays on point. William and Mary cannot engage, and now looks like they're going to get the chance as not one but two go down. The Cowboy and Baptiste are down. And I've got to say, Tiz guys, a super strong player so far. This is the first time I've ever seen them. A very bloodthirsty support player. However, sometimes you need to be healing a little bit more than dealing damage. W and M already flipping the point back.
Yeah, William and Mary, I feel like they're a team that has a lot of identity no matter what collegiate team we're watching. Their Rocket League team yesterday had a lot of identity, was very, very aggressive. Today, I'm seeing a team that loves to play poke-based compositions, but not just like a double shield, bunker type style of poke. They played the Wrecking Ball version earlier, and both with the round to Busan we've seen previously. I don't really like that look from them, but I feel like this looks better. They kind of understand their win conditions and how to win with this composition a lot more. You see them constantly rotating far away from the Connecticut team, and they love to poke, they like to brawl, they've got to stay away.
Right, absolutely, and look, they're staying away. They just let UCONN walk toward them. UCONN's walking right into a firing squad. That is almost a complete and total team kill in a matter of seconds. Trav, the only one to make it out. That was a 5-second fight, and almost everybody died.
I think I would switch the Reaper here, personally, here with Connecticut. They're going to make that change, because realistically, that Reaper is so direct. You kind of can only come from one location. Whether there's Symmetra, you can maybe teleport behind them. You can essentially come from different angles, and I think that's going to help Connecticut a lot.
Yeah, UCONN, like you said, the Reaper could make kind of a positive influence, but they're going to go for a TP strat instead. An amazing transcendence from Alondri. She just opens the fight, able to keep the entirety of the team alive. Negate, I think, 2 ultimates there. Now, the Grenadic Flux coming out from Rival doesn't find any kills, but farms a little bit of damage. Alondri down, Unique gone as well. The microwave has been plugged in and is already at full power here. Samo has to reload, but it looks like it might be done. Oh, and through the Orisa! Reginite picks up 2 more. I don't think that's enough to turn down the fight. I love that play there from Max and Reginite. The intelligence of putting that Orisa in front of the McCree. They lost the fight, but what a genius play.
That's awesome. I really do like this William and Mary team. I'm just concerned because the compositions they're playing are a little bit more difficult than your standard Brawl comp. Like, Brawl, it's pretty easy to get like a base level of. Obviously, at the higher levels, it can get a little bit more complicated trying to get those minor edges, but Connecticut's composition is definitely easier, and we aren't at the highest level right now, so I'm a little bit concerned. But here, William and Mary trying something different, Unique, going over to the Pharah.
Yeah, Unique gonna be making an appearance on the Pharah. Your boy Wings, he's gonna look for the Shadow here, and if it misses, that's gonna be kind of the green light for William and Mary, that opening opportunity. Now Unique needs to dip, but no, Llama and Unique are gonna bite the bullet thanks to a Cowboy hitting those shots once again. It is high noon, 50% of the way to capping this third and final point on Busan. UCONN, they're looking good to take this one. William and Mary, they've got to find a way to crack the fight back open.
Obviously, the question is, do you stay on this Pharah? And Unique obviously thinks the answer is yes. I'm not so sure, because Connecticut holding a lot of space right now, and it's really hard to take space with a space. Yeah, it's pretty easy, but to take space with a Pharah requires a lot of setup, and I don't think they can really afford to actually get that setup ready to go.
Yeah, I agree wholeheartedly. Alondri taken offline, Reginite gone already. Your boy Wings does fall. He's gonna go to the left. I think he bonked. That is unfortunate. He's not gonna be able to get to point in time, but somehow Nuklema goes down. Unique caught out on their lonesome, and I remember Unique as a player, right? But I don't see this Pharah and immediately remember, oh, Unique's Pharah is insane, right? And now Dirk getting hyper aggressive, using that DM, actually going to be able to no! Oh, if the Baby Diva found that kill, I would have lost my mind. But no, Unique does get to live and keep moving forward. Now this looks like final hour here. UCONN, they find the kill onto Max, a high noon from the McCree might make a world of difference, but the Cowboy falls short. Here comes that, oh man, the Symmetra, just chef's kiss. Pharmacy already offline, the mech is gone. William and Mary, they fight tooth and nail, but the damage has been done. UCONN gonna walk away with their EGFC debut, a victory underneath their belt here in map 1.
Yeah, awesome. It's always nice to get your first win.
Of course.
Having your first win come in your first map is awesome. William and Mary, let's talk about that Pharah change. I wasn't the biggest fan of that, realistically.
I agree.
I feel like you don't have enough space to make that work. If you could make that space, that Pharah pick will get you a team fight win, but I don't really see that happening. Rage as well was brilliant, but I don't think it was really enough. I do actually prefer the way William & Mary plays to Connecticut. I feel like they've got a little bit of a higher understanding of the game. The problem is, I don't think they're as good at the game to where they can play their poke compositions, their double shield, and their Wrecking Ball Diva Zen comps to a higher level than Connecticut can play Brawl. I hope that they can develop those compositions to where they can play to a higher level than Connecticut's Brawl, but I'm not sure at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. I know William & Mary, they are an incredibly intelligent team. We saw that in some of those what felt like really high-level plays. That Orisa Fortify in front of the McCree seemed like such a simple thing, but what an intelligent thing to do to make sure the McCree took no damage in the process. The High Noon was completely free. Very, very smart. But we're going to give William & Mary just a couple of minutes to kind of talk about this moving into Map 2. We're going to throw it to a short break, try to get that HUD figured out for you guys, and we'll be right back here. Don't go far. What is going on? Oh, excuse me. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back. We're jumping right back into the swing of things here. That's going to be a 2-1 victory there on Busan in favor of University of Connecticut. I'm sorry, I got something in my throat here, but William & Mary, they came out super strong. They really had some great improvement there at the beginning and toward the end. I think every stage was 99-99, right? I don't think there was any point where it was one team really running away with it.
Yeah, see. So what's really interesting is Connecticut definitely didn't play the better Overwatch, but they played the more consistent Overwatch, right? And at the collegiate level, is that the most important thing? I think, yeah. I really do think so. William & Mary, I think they probably have like a higher peak level, right? So this is where William & Mary could be. This is where Connecticut are. But this is where William & Mary are most of the time, right?
Yeah,
and if
absolutely.
that stays the same for the rest of the series, Connecticut will win the series. However, if we see better execution and target focus when they're playing this Ball Diva comp, I think then we will see William & Mary around this level, and that means this series definitely could turn. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Absolutely. We're going to be jumping into our second map here in just a moment, which my small caster brain thinks it's Eichenwald, but I'm all right, let's go! It is Eichenwald! I was not positive on that, but while we're talking about small caster brain comments, I do want to talk about as well kind of what you said. I'm particularly never fond of a comp without a shield, and that's kind of my own personal mindset, but I feel like you really struggle on engagements, and I think that's where William & Mary has dropped the ball a lot, is Max for the win gets in because he's Wrecking Ball, and that's super easy, but then nobody else can kind of move at the same speed, so it's kind of a clunky disengagement.
But see, Bull Diva has been, like, okay, Bull Diva played to perfection has kind of been the notified best comp in Overwatch,
sure.
Right? It's also, though, extremely difficult. Your ult tank and your brigades have to be extremely good to get your Zenyatta into the fight, because the Zenyatta is the key part. The Discord orb is what makes that composition.
Right.
Sometimes you play with Tracer Sombra instead of the Cowboy and the Tracer, and you have those sort of options, but it's really hard to make sure that Zenyatta gets into the fight, gets impactful Discord orbs, and your Brigitte and your Diva have to be extremely good. I'm not saying Rival and Nuklama aren't extremely good. They actually impressed me in that last map, but maybe they're just not either consistent enough at it, or they need to find a little bit more out of it if they're going to run that sort of competition.
Right, absolutely, and like I mentioned at the beginning of Boost On, I believe this is Rival's EGFC debut. You know, of course, there's the small chance that's just a player with a new name that used to be here, you know, but I'm pretty sure that that is a new player. And I do want to talk about as well, Rachenite, a player after my own heart, my favorite character in the game, Junkrat, going to be making an appearance here on the offense, and I truly hope it goes well because I love nothing more than good Junkrat gameplay.
They're good on the offense. I think they might just switch here. I think they're just for a bit. I think they'll probably go Trace. Not sure. Maybe Hanzo.
My heart is shattered. Now, I expect Unique is going to swap off of this Pharah as soon as they learn that there is an anti-aerial turret online, but instead, they go for the immediate turret elimination. A great move forward, and Easy Dirt cannot escape, so that tank already down here from UCONN. William and Mary, they've got the 6v5 advantage. They've got the Cowboy to respond to the Farmer's Sea, but the 2v1 is always difficult for a solo player like that. No other hit scan currently available unless that Baptiste completely gives up on healing.
Oh, this is really bad for Connecticut. If they can make the fight longer, they might be able to stand a chance, but I think William and Mary already have taken too much space.
Yeah, and oh, your boy Wings, there they go. Alondri will fall, but the Mercy's still alive. Even a Rez, I believe, is still online, depending on where Alondri went down. However, the Cowboy from UCONN making a world of difference, and a fight that looks so strong in WNM's favor, all of a sudden, great thanks to one or two headshots, just flips to UCONN.
I'm not the biggest fan of this Pharah pick. I thought they were fine on Tracer. I think they would be better on some other poke heroes. I think what did they play previously in the last sort of I can't remember.
I remember them on Sombra.
They definitely didn't play the Pharah. Like, I just don't quite think it's worth all the resources they're putting into it. Plus, as soon as we get on to point B, or even actually where the point is located on point A, there's too much open space. That's the one, and that Cowboy gets way too much value.
Yeah, Pharah's definitely utilized natural coverage, buildings and whatnot, and like you said, when you kind of go to the engagement, even where that first tap is on A, it's so difficult to find the engagement successfully, but now that barrage down the drain as well. Unique so far really getting a run for their money here, and I think it's entirely because of Nelsie here on this Cowboy, just not missing a shot so far, able to find a great flashbang time. As I say, not missing a shot, does miss the headshot on a stunned Hanzo, but finds a triple kill afterward, a 10-player kill streak. William and Mary, they've got to get off this Pharah. They're already down to 2 minutes.
Yeah, Nelsie's been extremely good on this Cowboy for this map so far. I don't like this Pharah pick. I think it's time to get off. I think realistically, the longer you're on this Pharah pick, the longer you're feeding ultimates to Connecticut. They're going to have all of their ultimates when it comes to an important fight. I mean, William and Mary, they have a small opening now when they have the Supercharger and the Gravitic Flux. They also have the Orisa who can pair nicely with either the Gravitic Flux or the Dragon Strike with their ultimate ability. This is their only chance, really, if they stay on this Pharah.
Yeah, absolutely, and here comes a really aggressive Dragons. It looks like they're going to be able to find one kill. Immortality Field is gone, but oh, Nelsie has the High Noon available. The Cowboy getting ready to quick draw. I love the intelligence to get rid of the Immortality Field first. You'd be amazed how few Cowboys actually realize they're supposed to be doing that. The beat forced out from Trav here. The High Noon already finds one. Rachenite picks up Easy Jerk. 5v5. Resurrection does come through, but another great kill is going to be in favor of William and Mary if they find your boy Wings, and your boy Wings will go down. This does look like William and Mary might get the chance to engage, but they've got to get rid of the Cowboy, and the Cowboy will finally fall. Amplification Matrix at the ready. Half the point already received. I think William and Mary have got this first point capped.
Yeah, they don't think it's touched. They might want to try bringing Torpor and Flux coming in from the defense. They might be wanting to go for this. I'm not sure.
The Flux was aggressive, and I think it was really just used for Dirk to get back into the fight. They went right up over the building, I believe, but unfortunately they didn't do it fast enough. The teammates are already fallen, and Orisa making an absolute world of difference, able to find the kill on both tanks. If this Pharah is going to work, I think it's right here.
I mean, really, yeah, because the Pharah has more cover to work with, but the problem is, like, to actually get value and take Joes and actually do damage, there's so much open space, right, where the Cowboy could just fling you out of the air, the Diva could get involved, now there's 2 hit scans to deal with, even the Baptiste can shoot you.
Oh, the legs!
This is going to be really difficult.
Yeah, the swap onto the legs, it looks like UCONN has kind of noticed the first domino that needs to fall. William and Mary here, but they're facing the wrong way. Unique just picking up a very easy double kill, an Earth Shatter from your boy Wings. Hyper aggressive, gets blocked out. Immortality failed as well, and Max will be taken offline. UCONN, or Unique though, does pick up that crucial elimination. I think William and Mary, they've really got the cart moving here, but they don't have anybody on cart, and that is such a crucial mistake. They're going to get somebody back. Actually, it may have been... No, okay, just nobody was on cart. That's a huge mistake.
They're going to go for this res here? Think. No, okay, it looks like they're not going to go for that res. They're just going to wait for Unique to come back. They're going to attempt to hold this high ground. I like this because this high ground is so pivotal for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, high ground is usually what Overwatch is all about, right? It's definitely these teams. High ground gives you such a natural advantage in any first-person shooter. Now, Rage Knight does find that first elimination. Both support ults come to a close on the side of William and Mary. Trav getting perhaps a little too aggressive there. Finds the Immortality field, but it's just smack in the middle of the team. Dirk meets a rocket from a very long distance. Wings finds 3 in a row, just holding that left click. What is it, 85 damage a swing? Just a lot of damage here from the Reinhardt.
And now Connecticut, they have free access to this high ground. What does that mean for them? Well, it means it's harder for Unique to approach them on the far and get damage. It also means it's harder for William and Mary to engage and take any sort of space. But it also means that Connecticut have a lot of options, right? If they want to go aggressive with this Earth Shatter, they can kind of speed off the high ground, pick whatever target they want, while William and Mary are rotating. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Absolutely, and now your boy Wings, though, gets such an amazing utilization here. You're caught in this small area. You just get to swing. There's nowhere to run. William and Mary just absolutely deleted from that team fight. Only 30 seconds left.
Rival's gonna have to jump off the map here. They'll come back with like 13 seconds left. And with the cart's location, they'll probably get one last team fight, but they have to deal with a soldier on the high ground with the amplification matrix.
I mean, what is that about to be? 5 ults? Yeah, 5 ults from UCONN are at the ready. 5 from William and Mary as well, but UCONN, they have been much more successful in utilizing these ultimates. I feel like William and Mary making a bit of a mistake. However, your boy Wings making a mistake of their own there. Going for the top rope. Earth Shatter not able to find a thing off of it. Here comes that advisor, that aimbot making an appearance as well. Picks up 1 onto a laundry. Max down as well. Has to reload, but there's simply nowhere to hide. Rage Knight finds the kill a little bit too late. Dirk picks up Rival, and now I believe it is over. UCONN finding a team kill in the final moments.
Yeah, Connecticut played a pretty solid round there, and also I have to say, realistically, that first map I wasn't too impressed with Connecticut, right? You know, they just kind of played like a nice standard of role. You know, they kind of understood the composition. That was nice. That's kind of what I expected of them. They went a little bit further on that map. They got a little bit more confident in their engages, tried some more creative engagements, which is awesome. Awesome to see, especially for a new team, right? To see them be confident enough to take that early Reinhardt engagement while William and Mary are playing this slow Orisa composition. And they get them stuck in that room, and that's an awesome play to make. What else have they done that was pretty impressive? They actually kited really well on point A. They saw the fire. Okay, that fire is not going to be good in that open space. Let's back up. Let's get our Cowboys some space. And then they got that kill. So, Connecticut, this map has been a lot better. William and Mary, on the contrary, have been a little bit worse, right? They're playing something that they don't seem too comfortable with the fire. I mean, the double shield has been fine. And the actual general concept of them poking has been fine, but they aren't getting value out of each individual player now, whereas they were before on the poke composition with Wrecking Ball. It's just that they didn't have team synergy then. Now it's completely switched.
Yeah, in Overwatch, a game so crucially reliant, like quite obviously, you know, on that team synergy. You can't really have one person just hard carrying the team. It really needs to be some more successful progress from all of the team. UCONN, they're going to be bringing out the Symmetra again, and my goodness, did this sim make a difference earlier. I can only imagine what it's going to do here on Eichenwald.
It's mega for them, right? Because they can't really play like a Mei. for a Reaper because realistically it isn't fast enough. They need to play faster against this double shield. Oh, they're going behind them.
They're going up. They're going up behind. A classic sim strat. Now, luckily enough, William and Mary was smart enough to realize that that's exactly what was happening. So they dipped. They're forcing a rotation. But now, I feel like we're watching the first round again. It looks like William and Mary's on the offense. UCONN, they're getting all set up to defend this point with their lives. The microwave trying to get charged up, and Orisa shield, the perfect way to do it. The turret's finding some damage here and there. But Samo is going to fall early. Unique picks up that kill with that Storm Arrow. Now, Immortality Field down as well. Alondra, she's taken offline. Easy Jerk is gone as well. A 2-for-2 trade for the time being. A tank down on both sides. There goes your boy Wings as well. I think William and Mary, they've got the numbers advantage, at least for a moment.
I'm really worried for William and Mary there, right? Because, yeah, they caught the rotation
99.
and walked back to point. But, like, if they walk back onto point, they're dealing with the symmetric turrets and they're walking into a brawl comp as double shield. That's not what you want to be doing. But they actually were patient enough. That's why they gave up 99%. And they were able to get maximum value out of their home. So Unique looks a little bit better on this pick. Has the Dragon Strike already. I think now would be the time to go for it. Maybe just after the teleporter happens.
Yeah, that, I mean, we have to think about the fact that had William and Mary taken literally like 0.4 seconds longer to engage, it would have been, they would have lost the fight. Like, they would have lost the first point. 99.6%. Now, that's a huge Dragons, but the Immortality Field is going to almost entirely negate it. They needed to go for Immo or the Baptiste first. It buys them, what, maybe 5 seconds of time, but William and Mary, they've got to find some kills, and that's a great way to start this fight. Tiz guy's down. A bloodthirsty support off the table, not able to make an appearance in this fight. Trav gone as well. The support line for UCONN completely down the drain. Your boy Wings is down. Samo the next to fall. And even if one kill were to go in UCONN's favor, W and M simply had the numbers advantage.
So what could Connecticut do differently here? I mean, they could send different players to different angles, or what they could do is they could try the same teleporter and maybe keep like maybe their Diva and their Cowboy at choke near the tower and have them try and catch William Mary as they back off away from the high ground. Maybe that's an idea because there's not many other teleporter spots.
Right. Right, I mean, maybe they just try to TP straight in, kind of that Diva Bomb strat that we see without, you know, they don't have the Diva Bomb ready, but we see that often where a team will literally just TP smack into the middle of a group, and hopefully they don't make that mistake, because I really don't see that going well, but you never know with these teams.
Maybe it might work.
Teleporter online.
There they go.
Oh, there it is. Here comes that TP. So it looks like, yeah, okay, smack into the middle of the team. I was accidentally spot on. And holy cow, does it work flawlessly. The double fire strike kill, the triple from your boy Wings, who is very quickly becoming one of my favorite main tanks in the league so far. Just chef's kiss performance. 3.5 minutes for UCONN to make it halfway to the second point.
I love how I kind of just suggested, okay, let's take a nice calculated approach of having two players on a different angle while we TP, and it's like just TP straight into them, and they took that advice and it worked out brilliantly. The Up Matrix Fire Strike right in the middle of William and Mary gets so much value. Your boy Wings wants to go for a play here. Well, let's be careful though, because Transcendence and Supercharger are online.
Yeah, also no Shatter, so really just like getting angry there, but oh my god. That was completely free for Dirk. That was so effortless. Able to find an amazing bomb there. Picks up both the DPS. The Cowboy finds 2 more. I'm not sure William and Mary can re-engage after that. This might be over.
They got to another point, and I don't really like that. I think Rival should have tried to get out and they try to engage with 6. They will have the Transcendence when they come back. If they come back.
No, this is it. Even with the Transcendent speed boost, I don't think you touch. Max maybe makes it, but Max immediately stuck in a 5v6. So now the Transcendence has to be forced. The wall put up the Photon Barrier, makes an appearance from Samo as well. Unique has the Dragons. Those could actually be huge, but Trav had just dropped the beat. So the team seemingly, invincible. And there it is. William and Mary, they simply just do not keep the cart alive. UCONN, I've got to say, they kind of steamrolled Eichenwald there.
Yeah, they were definitely the better team there. Absolutely. Part of it is they themselves did approve. They were a little more creative with their engagements, which is something I appreciate. Of course, that's a very creative engagement there. There's TPing straight into the team. Up Matrix Fire Strike, that's it, done. Additionally, on defense, they had a bunch of creative engagements as well. Due to William and Mary, I guess, slower team composition. But I also want to focus on William and Mary, right? Because they were showing us this really awesome style of Overwatch in the first round. Or the first map, sorry, of Busan. And it all went away on that last map, really. I mean, it got better in the second one when Unique finally got off at 4 and played Hanzo. They looked a little bit more comfortable in the standard double shield comp, but I didn't really see William and Mary in that last round. It didn't feel like it was them.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't know if that's maybe kind of a like a new season nerves, so to speak. I know, like I mentioned this already, a lot of their team is a team that I recognized right at the beginning. Like, they're players from last year, everybody except Rival, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe they're just getting back into the swing of things. Maybe they weren't practicing as much as they wanted to. Maybe there's a new coach involved. You know, who knows? There could be any million difference of changes. But moving into Hanamura, which is going to be our third and possibly final map, it's a now or never moment for William and Mary.
Well, maybe. They listed in their notes, their team notes, that they want to scrim Jag. Maybe we could blame Jag on this just for no reason.
Hey, he's not here to defend himself. I'm down. I'm totally down. We could go. This is completely Jag's fault. I'm just gonna. I'll clip this and send it to him later. But come on, Jag, you did something, man. I don't know what you did, but you did something.
I would be like this too. I would lose my identity completely after scrimming Jag. No offense, but.
This guy, he's not even here to defend himself, and we're just ripping him apart. No, we love you, Jag. Of course, you know that. But this is, I'm confused because William and Mary, I remember them being, this is going to sound rude no matter how I say it. I do believe they are still a strong team, but I remember them being stronger. And I wonder if that's a team comp change. Maybe they're trying to force something that just doesn't fit the protocol, so to speak. But all in all, I think they're making several micro mistakes, and those are all adding up very quickly into these game-losing mistakes.
I feel like for William and Mary, I also think they're a good team because they had some awesome fights on the Zen break comp, which is extremely difficult. They had some awesome fights on double shield, even in the last map when they weren't playing too good. I think part of it is they try to give too many resources to Unique. Unique's a great player on the Hanzo we've seen so far, and was decent on the Tracer, but you can't give that many resources to one player, especially when it's not getting you that much value. And also, I just think their consistency isn't good on these strong comps, these difficult comps, right? Bull Diva's really hard. If consistency isn't there, don't play it. But you also have these great moments where they did get their Zenyatta involved and they were winning fights because of it. If they do play Zen break later on, they have to get their Zen involved. Yeah,
absolutely. I think you really kind of touched on an important part that we haven't had the chance to talk about yet, is the idea that they were rolling on a Brig Zen comp, and you talked about that already. That's tough. That's super hard to do. That is statistically the least amount of healing a team can have available at one time in the game, and that's when I think we saw W and M at their best, and I wonder why they haven't even tried to go back to that.
Maybe it's just that after they lost the point, they struggled to get their Zen into the fight, which it is hard, right? Because your Diva has to bring your Zen into the fight, and then your Brig has to babysit, but also be able to brawl. Right? They couldn't get a good mix when they were trying to walk into Connecticut. When the Connecticut was walking into them, it was absolutely fine. They were really, really comfortable. But when they had to go on an attack, it was difficult.
Yeah.
And they had to attack first in that last round, right? So maybe that's why they weren't comfortable on it. Maybe on the defense, they should have opted for it.
Yeah, so maybe it's kind of, I use this when I talk about Rocket League a lot, but I think it really does apply here, is maybe we're seeing William and Mary more successful as a reactive team rather than a proactive team. Oh, excuse me, I said that backwards. Maybe we're seeing them better as a proactive team than a reactive team. When they have a plan, when it works, when it comes to fruition, they succeed, but when they kind of have to play on the whim a little bit, when they have to re-engage, when they lose the point, that seems to be kind of their weaker spot.
Oh, you've just brought proactive and reactive up on broadcast, my favourite thing.
I did, absolutely.
Here we go, that's it, right. I think Connecticut, at start of this series, were quite reactive themselves. However, as the series has gone on, they started to make more plays of their own, like the TP with the Fire Strike, that sort of thing. They'd be more proactive in forcing William and Mary to react, force them to react to that rotation, that teleporter.
Right.
William and Mary have done okay in that sort of situation, but they've always felt like they're on the back foot. If William and Mary can make some more proactive plays themselves and mix up this series, then it'd be interesting. You can still be a reactive team, but you still got to make proactive plays so that you're not on the back foot 24/7. Otherwise, the momentum is just going to shift for your opponents, and you're eventually just going to lose.
Absolutely. I don't know about you, Ocean, but I 100% consider the team that's in that proactive spot to be the one more likely to win. When you play only reactively, you're constantly playing to what your opponent brings to the table. So if they are the ones choosing what's brought to the table, they're of course going to have that natural leg up on the situation.
Yeah, so next map is going to be Hanamura, and I also think that's not good news for William and Mary. It really isn't. I mean, we have seen some teams bring out Farah at the highest level here, but it's extremely hard, and on the offense we're going to be able to see probably Symmetra teleporter compositions and Connecticut. That's our bread and butter so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Symmetra seems to be, like you said, their bread and butter. That is their favorite composition to run, and Hanamura talk about a map built for teleportation. I mean, we have seen some wild TPs come through. I highly suspect that UCONN's going to be doing that exact same strategy, and I hope William and Mary wins this for one reason only. I think it's so boring when a series ends on a 2CP map. I am super stoked that when Overwatch 2 does come out, we will not be having these anymore, because I think this is such... I find this to be the least entertaining map type in Overwatch. So I do hope William and Mary lives long enough.
I really don't like Hanamura. When a series ends on Hanamura...
It's pretty.
Yeah,
but...
it's pretty.
Other than that...
Like, the map's over either in 2 minutes or 2 minutes or 20 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Like even 40 minutes in some ridiculous cases. I do like Volskaya. It is my favorite map in the game, but I feel like the other TCP maps or the other assault maps, I'm not a massive fan of.
Yeah, I don't disagree at all. I like Volskaya. King's Row is my favorite map in the game, but I do like Volskaya a lot. Definitely my favorite 2CP. Hanamura, like I said, it's pretty. But that does not matter to the players at this point. They want maps that are fun to play, that have great compositions, and pretty much on this one, you just keep going until one of the tanks falls, and then maybe you get lucky enough to win the fight, and that's kind of just how Hanamura works. Now, William and Mary about to take a page out of UCONN's book, bringing out the TP. I can only assume they're going to go for one of those high TPs right out of the middle there.
I'd be going for a TP and then a hook from Max here.
Oh!
I think that's what they're going for. Yeah.
Oh.
They almost got the Diva as well. Okay, I think it's time to go back and switch now. I think we'll see Max go on to the Wrecking Ball and switch in... Oh no, they're not. They're gonna go over to Brawl or Double Shield.
Oh. So I've got some thoughts about this. I'm not particularly fond of Orisa Sigma ever. Full disclosure, I think the comp has not worked for a long time, and maybe William and Mary's trying to default to a comfort comp. Maybe they know this. They work super well on Busan, but it's already not working super well here on Hanamura. They lose a Laundry. You cannot push in without your Zenyatta. The Discord Orb is so important considering both the tanks do very little damage without it. So we're gonna have to see William and Mary push in as a full 6, and getting through this choke with an immobile shield is gonna be really hard.
They could get unique on the off angle and force some players back, and then once they get through choke, it might be easier. Or the thing that might be able to get them through choke. It's just this choke can be quite difficult. Once they get through choke, they have a decent chance, but other than that, it's quite difficult. Oh, they screwed up the TP!
Oh, okay, I thought they messed that up too, but no, it did go all the way to the rooftop. Now, William and Mary, they've got a slight advantage in the sense of UCONN literally cannot touch them for the time being. The Reinhardt can't, the Lucio can't, but they have to have UCONN in the way to engage, so UCONN, they could just sit on point for the next 3 minutes and win the round, but so they kind of force William and Mary to drop down. Immortality Field from Tiz Guys is gone. The Diva Mech might not be far behind. Ant Matrix, okay, excuse me, coming out from Nuklama early here, trying to find anything. Your boy Wings goes down, and what an aggressive Dragons from the top rope there at that downward angle. That is going to crack that point wide open for William and Mary.
Yeah, that's much better, right? When you're playing this sort of poke double shield based composition, you're kind of bunkering down, you've got to be extremely patient, you've got to build up your ultimates. That was a lot better from William and Mary, and I think they look a lot better when you is either a Hanzo or Tracer. I think they should stick to that for the rest of the season if they're playing either bunker compositions, double sniper compositions, or basic dive compositions, or even the ball diva that they were playing earlier. I hope we see that later on in the season. Don't know if we will ever see it again. I hope we do. I hope they actually practice it a lot.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. No,
I was going to say, I remember Max on the Wrecking Ball a lot. I feel like that's something that he really used to do kind of very consistently, and that checks out. I remember being very strong, but a lot of what we've seen so far I talked about feels a little bit like the rust is still falling off of William and Mary. You know, it feels like they need to get back into the swing of things, and lucky enough they had that Immortality Field because that just would have been a 6-man, and it looks like Nelsie's still going to find that kill onto Nuklama, unique and rival, so with or without that high noon, a triple kill is in the books here for UCONN. The Cowboy making a world of difference here. This feels like I can walk all over.
Nelsie's been popping off today, like genuinely. Nelsie is being popping off. But they've certainly got a lot of final lows and had to make a kill feed. And now William and Mary, this approach is going to be even more difficult, right? Just because of the molten core, right? Because you're probably going to TP in and there is going to be a mountain of molten lava to deal with. Although if you do get in and you do survive the molten core, you will have a supercharger and a transcendence for some stability.
Yeah, and hopefully Alantri doesn't pop the Transcendence for Molten Core unless they absolutely have to. I feel like it's a very easy ultimate to get out of, or just all in all avoid. And Transcendence, an ultimate that takes a really long time to be built up. Now the Diva Mech already just ripped out of these. Easy Dirt's hands there. Max is going to find one kill. Nuklama finds another. Tiz, guys, he's been down for a minute here. Alandri on the high ground looking for those ult fires. Gets that healing orb onto Unique. One tick already in favor of William and Mary. Getting close to the second as Dirk goes down. Getting ready to rear that third, and they will find it. Blink and you miss it. The ultimate's not even needed. 3 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock. That is the best William and Mary has looked all day.
Yeah, they kind of caught Connecticut sleeping, right? I feel like they got in, and Connecticut were like, oh, hello.
Yeah.
You've engaged, are they? Just the molten core was extremely there. It was thrown all over the point, which means the laundry was still able to make use of that high ground. I think you could have been a lot more diverse of where you put that molten core. Right. I think the molten core should have been earlier, or either that Connecticut should have maybe rotated when they saw the teleporter. I think everything was a little bit too late from Connecticut. William and Mary, though, a more creative offense from them. Seems a little bit more like William and Mary. The identity of this collegiate program is that they have an identity in each of their teams. William and Mary is an extremely creative esports program that allows their teams to play creatively. That was more like it.
I wholeheartedly agree. And way back on, I think it was Busan, I talked about how I wanted to see Nuklama on the Baptiste. And I feel like we've finally gotten to that, and I feel like it made a very positive impact. Not only did it help them survive that, what would have been, I genuinely think, a 6-man high noon, but it also gave them a great engagement at the end there. It helped them live through the molten core. And I liked what you said a lot there, Ocean. I think you're right in the sense of UCONN, they just felt like 1 second behind. And that 1 second was enough for William and Mary to just steamroll through that fight.
Nuklama on the Baptiste a little bit more as well, just because simply when they were on the Brigitte they were fine on Downtown, they were fine on Sanctuary. On Downtown though, they made the weird switch to the Mercy, which makes me think they don't really understand when to play all of the different main supports. I think Baptiste is a nice mid-ground for them.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's going to be a lot of hyper-aggression, I would say, coming out from UCONN. They're going to TP directly onto point. They're going to try to find a take early, but Tiz guys falls. Main tank gone, main support gone. William and Mary, they've already won the fight. I mean, unless UCONN just does the impossible here, they've lost the most important characters on their team. They've got to give this fight up already.
They're going to try and at least get some damage. Boot gets halted though, has to run away. And, oh, they're not going to get out. A little bit of time off the clock. William Mary, pretty good first team fight from there. Adapted to the teleporter well. They've got Dirk in the backline. This is actually going to be really helpful for them because when Connecticut go in here, they're going to have a D.Va here on an off angle. And what this double shield position really struggles with, apart from maybe Sigma and Baptiste, is dealing with players on off angles. And now that they have to deal with D.Va on the left-hand side and a lot of players coming from main at the same time, it could cause them some bother.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Nelsie swapping back to the lane. I don't know if that's Nels or Nelsie, so when you watch this VOD, I'm so sorry. You're going to have to let me know. We'll fix it next time. But so far, on the legs now, the hit scan has been insane so far. Really not missing that many shots, but really doesn't matter if the rest of your team is getting caught by shots. And we see Rage Knight almost pick up 2 there. Rival does fall, but 3 have already fallen on the side of UCONN. Your boy Wings in critical condition on the point, very slowly being healed up by a single Lucio. William and Mary, they are looking very strong so far. Nuklama finds that kill, and I feel like my dream is coming true here, Ocean. I said I don't want this to end on Hanamura, and it looks like I just might get that wish.
I think you might, because I think we haven't really seen anything other than the Reinhardt and Wings. I think Wings is good on the Reinhardt, but I feel like they are finding it really difficult to get into a space where they can brawl consistently. I feel like maybe a Winston could be better, or even a Wrecking Ball. I feel like they're really struggling to get value out of this line.
Yeah, and I mean, pull up any CarQ video about Reinhardt ever, right? And the first thing he says is, don't hold your shield up and hold W, because the second you lose that shield, you're completely useless to the rest of your team. And that's where I feel like your boy Wings is really getting stuck here, is they have to hold up the shield. And that forces them to be in the scenario where the shield is obviously going to break. And then you can't just hold W or you're going to get melted. So I think with UCONN, they've found a really creative way to re-engage. They don't have to burn the shield to do it. And Samo doesn't even need the TP because they just walk down. A 2-man Earth Shatter comes through from Wings, getting a little bit too aggressive. A great Immortality Field. Rival's Gravitic Flux, finding 2 already. Your boy Wings goes down. Rival picks up a 3rd kill. Alandri finds Samo, and UCONN, they get full-blown team kill.
Yeah. Oh, better Connecticut, because they were able to get their Reinhardt into a space where they could actually swing their hammer, right? I mean, yeah, obviously you want to make use of that shield, yeah? But you have this massive hammer, and if you can't use that, that Reinhardt's doing no damage whatsoever, and that's really not helping you. But this is probably Connecticut's best chance. The only thing William and Mary have is this Transcendence, so they can either focus on the Zen and force out that Transcendence early, or just eliminate the Zen entirely. They have a good chance, because Connecticut have a lot of ultimates.
There's 48 seconds on the clock, and we're going to end up in a pause. That is always unfortunate, but we just like to make sure you folks are paying attention there at home. Now you get to look at these handsome faces. You've been listening to our voice long enough, but now you get to get another look at us. And I guess I'll use this time a little bit to talk about that Winston swap right at the end there. We talked about your boy Wings, if I'm not mistaken, has only been on Reinhardt up to this point. Bringing out a Winston in what could be the final minute of a map, that feels like a, what am I trying to say here? That feels like a panic choice. That feels like they are struggling to engage, so they're like, whatever, try something new. And with only 48 seconds left on the clock, I do not like that swap.
I think they need to try something new, and maybe you make the Winston swap if you can also make the Honor swap and maybe build up a Nano so you have a really strong engagement. But I don't think they have enough time to get a solid Winston engagement. I mean, they might. I mean, the Winston's a better choice here than the Reinhardt, but are they going to get the value?
Yeah, I genuinely don't think so. Like, this photon barrier is going to have to be darn near flawless. Like, this is going to have to be just a perfect scenario here for UCONN. They got one tick already, so they only need 2 more. Statistically, they cannot finish with more time than William and Mary, even if they get all the way to capping that second point. Alandri, she's going to drop that Transcendence super early. Here comes some Dragons as well from the high ground. Sabo finds that first kill onto Rival. Your boy Wings down to half health, but Rachonite is the next to fall. Those booster rockets from Easy Dirk find that kill. Elsie still has that visor online. The Overwatch factor at its finest, a term I made up to describe when a team remembers how to play a game in the final seconds of a map. And now, like I said, UCONN, no matter how well they do, William and Mary will have the time advantage, if not just the map win.
And they still have tools to win this next fight, right? They're going to have the Primal Rage to try and create space, and they're going to probably get Nelsie up to the high ground to use this Tactical Visor. And if this Primal Rage is good, there'll be a lot of space to get value out of that Tac Visor. Here comes Nelsie.
Yeah, here comes Nelsie from the heavens. I think you've hit the nail right on the head, Ocean, and your boy Wings. Oh, just... that was a clay pigeon just shot out of the sky. Not able to do a darn thing from the back line. Nelsie's going to have to hold on to that visor. They don't want to engage in a 5v6 when they're missing the main tank. Because, I mean, the Winston's their primary engagement, right? Without him, you can't really do much.
Enemy of humanity
that's an entire fight goal, but that team fight plan's gone now, right? Realistically, you're probably not going to do that again. The idea was build up the Primal Rage around. Nelsie's going to have the high ground with this Tac Visor and hopefully get some value out of that. Then maybe the D.Va could engage with a Sound Barrier or something like that. But they couldn't get it done. I don't think they will have another opportunity to. They know it's coming, William.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, even if Nelsie does pop this visor, as long as William and Mary uses their cooldowns correctly, half of it goes into the Sigma shield, half of it goes into the Orisa shield, any of the leftover goes into Nuke Lava's Immortality field. I mean, it's not going to do much, but as I say it, the Ant Matrix just rips the words out of my mouth. Nelsie finds 4, Nelsie finds 5. It is an absolute murder. It is a rampage here from UCONN. They're going to find all 3 ticks, a minute 42 left on the clock, and that's so funny. For a whole 30 seconds, we were like, that's never going to work. And then Nelsie said, you know what? It just might. And it worked flawlessly.
Maybe William and Mary didn't think that was the plan. Well, it was quite obviously the plan. Right, they were going to send the Winston up there, try and primal them off that high ground, so that they have the Ant Matrix advantage, and then the Attack Visor was going to get value out of all the chaos. That's exactly what happened. I feel like William and Mary should have been a little bit more prepared for that. But Connecticut, that was a lot better. Also, I want to see a lot more of that Winston from your boy Wings. I mean, other than that mistake on point B, the first team fight, they looked alright. I feel like they can make more use of that hero.
Oh boy, UCONN, they are really spicing up the team comp here, and I like that. I think that's super smart, because if you bring out a comp you haven't played once, William and Mary, they're not going to be ready for it. I consider Double Bubble to be the hardest tank duo to consistently play in the game. I think it is the highest skill level tank duo that you can play. So this entire comp, working or failing, is going to come entirely down to how well this Winston and Zarya communicate.
In Honor, how do they know their win conditions? What is their win condition going to be? Are they going to try and build up Nano Boost and then just win off that? Or are they going to go aggressive and then maybe try and build off the Pulse Bomb or the Grab? Those are their options. They need to decide what option it is before this round even starts. I think the best plan is to take a little bit of damage with the Winston and just charge up the Nano Boost and go patiently. I would prefer that. I mean, and I need to talk about as well that UCONN, there's nobody to nano. There's a Winston, you can nano him, but the nano very more often is reliable for a Genji, a Reinhardt, those real aggressive primary engagers. And a nanoed Winston does a lot of damage, but if there's nobody to dive with him, the damage reduction's not going to be enough to keep him alive. So this is going to be, I feel like the Ana's a weird choice. Well, Nano Winston's like usually run with double bubble. The problem is, right? They're not running a Sombra, right?
Exactly.
So like they
Yes.
don't have that. They don't have many other options apart from like Kelsey in the backline.
60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, there's nobody to engage with the Winston, and that's the problem to me, I think. So Nelsie is gonna, you know, do Tracer doing Tracer things, going on point, forcing a very slight rotation from William and Mary, but actually, Easy Dirk gonna be completely caught out. That really felt like they were not paying attention. I don't know if a keyboard disconnected or what, but they were standing still in the corner there, and William and Mary got to take full advantage of that. Unique already has some dragons online. It's been 30 seconds.
This isn't good. Connecticut one have to reset. We'll also need to get more value out of this Winston. Your boy Winston's on 30%, and Winston's the primary point of this double comp, and they're only at 30% ult in like 40 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, he dove in once and died, right? That's the only thing we've seen, and here comes Unique from the heavens, probably going to send out this dragon with about 10 seconds left, but no, you find 3 kills, the dragons are insult to injury at this point. You are just clearing that point as quickly as possible. Nelsie out the door here, incredible damage so far. Just, William and Mary with a full hold in the extra rounds. Their win condition is unbelievably set.
Yeah, William and Mary, a tick, a point, A to capture off Hanamura, and they will take this map. Connecticut. Well, I wanted to see so much more from them there, but right, double bubble is quite difficult. It's probably, I mean, I would say maybe the second hardest tank chill after the Wrecking Ball, which we talked about earlier.
Right.
But I think that also depends on what support line you're playing. Connecticut, really, I don't think they understood what their win condition was. They didn't get a primal, they didn't get a nano boost. They didn't really get anything online. They didn't get anything going. They didn't really have a plan. They played double bubble because they're playing against the Sigma, really. And then they didn't know how to play double bubble, or they didn't know what their win condition was. Their win condition was either build nano or set up Nelsie. They didn't do either of those things.
Yeah, I think you're spot on. They had 2 win conditions. I personally wasn't particularly fond of either of them, but they failed to meet both, and that really, to be fair, they didn't have a lot of time. I think they needed to, this is going to sound so crazy because the whole time we were talking about, oh, play something that isn't Reinhardt, but I think with 90 seconds on the clock, they needed the Rein. They needed the TP in and just start swinging, and hope that it worked out well. I think they would have had a higher rate of success, and that sounds very hypocritical to all the critique I've been giving up to this point, but the Reinhardt there, I think even 1 kill would have been better than anything we saw from UCONN in that last extra round.
I mean, potentially, but even with the Winston, even with the double bubble comp, you really should be getting win condition online.
Right.
50 seconds is more than enough time to have a nano boost.
Yeah, very true, very true. You're absolutely right on that. Now, William and Mary going for that TP hog strat again.
Ooh,
it didn't work, but hey, they're changing a lot faster this time. Last time it took about 25 seconds. Now it took, what was that, 6 maybe? They've got 3 minutes on the clock. They're going to play this as slow as they need to. Worst case scenario, they end in a draw. We have officially got at least a map 4 on our hands.
Yeah, they're making changes just based on what the subbers saw here. This is probably going to be bullshit. Yeah, but
I like it.
They're going to try to get value out of this in Yada now. They have a lot of opportunities to take space from here.
I like it less. I think the Sigma would have worked really well there. I think you need some kind of shield to get through this choke, unless Max is just that general nuisance he needs to be to keep the focus on anybody else but his team. Elsie finds some damage. Easy Dirk, not a great grapple there. Got caught behind the wall for a second. Took a lot of damage in the process, but now is dealing some damage onto Max, who is trying to tuck tail and run. Gets the Mega. Oh, Easy Dirk farming a minefield already halfway there.
This is better for me and Mary. I think this is more like what they wanted to play. They were good at Bowl Diva, and then they weren't good at it. But let's see if they can refine their form in this competition. Because Zenyatta's already got a lot of space.
And it's a little Christmas morning for me because no matter how this goes, we get a map 4. The series doesn't have to end on Hanamura, so I think we're both happy about that one. But William and Mary, they're not looking to end the series, so they are looking to end the map. Already halfway to that first tick, and that's all they need. They found 1 kill, 1 opener. They need to find at least 1 more to really turn this around. Unique falling to 98 HP. Max caught on the back line, 16 health. Just barely makes it out, finds that Mega right around the corner. It's going to be a great improvement here. William and Mary all 6 alive. Rival back in that mech. Easy Dirk in the back line. Has the minefield at the ready, but might not be able to use it. Oh, so much back and forth. These wrecking balls. Easy Dirk will be the first one to fall. William and Mary now in a 6v5 advantage.
And they have ults too. Dragon Strike is probably going to...
Oh, there it is! That's going to be enough. That might not get a lot of kills, but it's going to open up the point entirely. That gives William and Mary the opportunity to move forward. Now, Rival loses the mech. They didn't lose the Diva, so that's a great improvement in the opportunity of progress. The legs now coming out with that tack visor. Max has a minefield online. Every ultimate under the sun making an appearance. Here comes the 5th one of the fight. Easy Dirk's minefield Not able to find any kills, but Easy Dirk did pick up Nuke Llama. Your boy Wings has the Gravitic Flux, finds 3, and it looks like 2 of them are coming back down. Max and Unique are both going to fall. 60 seconds left on the clock. There is one more shot for William and Mary to do this. 0 ultimates on the board.
When that fight, there were 3 or 4 up. They had the ultimates. They did really well up to that point. Their setup was great. No, they have nothing. They might get a self-destruct and maybe a dragon strike. Other than that, they've got nothing. But to be fair, neither do Connecticut here. This is all on mechanics, all on skill, all on rotations. Who's gonna get it right?
That's the question, Ocean. Who's going to get it right here? And is anybody going to? Or is this just going to end in a draw? It's going to be Max for the win, going in early, already 30% to a minefield. So if they are fast enough and they get some grapple damage, that might be able to help them build it up a little bit quicker. But folks, they do not call this map Drawnamura for nothing. I mean, we see this happen so consistently. This is going to be really difficult here for anybody to find the engagements. 10 seconds left, 0 ultimates. I feel like we're not even close to any except for this high noon from the Cowboy on the side of UCONN. Samo picks up that first kill onto Max. The damage has been done. It looks like this is going to end in a draw as Rival loses that mech as well. William and Mary, they're going to have to do the impossible, but Unique will bite the bullet there. The Laundry is just trying her darndest, but I do not think this Zenyatta's going to be able to get enough kills in a couple of seconds here to keep this fight alive. William and Mary, they come close. They fight tooth and nail. They had 3 minutes and 10 seconds, but yeah, I think UCONN's got this one in the bag. Nobody's able to touch, and Hanamura ends in a draw.
Right, they are so impressive at points, right?
I agree.
We come back to like the level of play, right? Where you see Connecticut, right? They're at this consistent level the entire series. William and Mary, they've got a peak level, which is actually better than Connecticut's, or at least close to Connecticut's. So I think it's a little bit better. But they're not always at that level. The start of that round, they were great. They were setting up kills. They were getting their ultimates built up. They had great team fight plans. They got their Zenyatta into good space, and then they got kills, and then they threw the map away. They should be 2-1. Like, they should have got map back. They should have got map back, but they didn't.
Yeah, I agree. I think we were so close to a 2-1. That fight in particular when the Dragons made an appearance, and I even said, you know, I tried to see those Dragons come out. They got 3 kills. I was like, oh, this is perfect. William and Mary's got this in the bag. And then they dropped it. They dropped the ball hard. We saw that Ant Matrix come out from Tiz guys, who, I said this earlier, I want to say it again, very quickly becoming one of my favorite support players in the league. I know we're only in day 1, but from all the ones I remember last year, it's always Baptiste players. I love Liam Lizard from St. John's. I'm loving Tiz guys from UConn. Just, they are making an incredible difference up to this point. This is going to be, I mean, this is going to be something. William and Mary, they're still on the brink of defeat. They don't even have a map to their name yet.
Yeah, I'm not too sure where this is going to go. If we see more of the good side of William and Mary, this could be close. I just don't see them doing it for 3 more maps. They got to win 3 in a row if they're going to win this series. I just don't see it happening. Yeah, and I don't recall what the next map is, Prod. If we're able to pull up the map pool really quickly, I can't even remember what map type it is. I'm completely blanking for some reason. But it's going to be Junkertown. That's what it is. So it's going to be that escort, that payload map. Ocean, this is going to be interesting. Do you think we're going to be seeing Junkertown? Or, excuse me, yes, we are. Do you think we're going to be seeing that double shield comp from William and Mary here on Junkertown as well, that Orisa Sigma? It's good here, I think, definitely. And Unique is definitely going to be able to play Hanzo here. What's going to be interesting to me is what the other 2 PS plays in this situation. They can play Widowmaker and they're going to maybe commit a double sniper here. Right, that would be cool. Or maybe Ashe for a little bit more consistent damage.
I'd like the Ashe pick.
Are we going to see Bap Zen? Are we going to see Mercy Zen? Are we going to see Mercy Baptiste? What are we going to see from William and Mary outside of this double shield? That's the question. I think double shield's really effective here. I think they're actually okay at it most of the time. They just need to stay good at it, right? They had these moments where they slip up, or just don't quite pay attention, right? Sometimes they don't know what their win condition is. Sometimes they don't know what Connecticut's win condition is. They've got to be more consistent.
Yeah, and I think we talked about this during Hanamura, but now that I'm kind of thinking about the rest of the series, I feel like win conditions is where these teams have both struggled a little bit, right? I feel like we've seen a lot of fights end more out of luck than out of skill. And not saying that these teams are not skilled. They could dunk on me any day of the week. I'll be the first to admit that. But I feel like there has been a lot of scenarios where it's like, oh, good, we got a kill, let's engage, rather than look for a kill and engage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like, you know, I think Connecticut, when they went to double bubble, was the prime example. They went to double bubble because they want to counter a Sigma, or some sort of double shield comes because they want to build up Primal or whatever, because Vince is good against shields, because
right,
they can go through shields. And then they're like, okay, wait, how does this composition work? what's our win conditions, right? They didn't really understand how it worked. Looks like both of these teams are going to go for some sort of poke-based compositions. We're going to see Connecticut opt for the double shield on the defense, and Max is going to go for the wrecking ball, which is usually a very good pick and reliable pick against double shields, almost because they can be disrupted pretty easily.
Yeah, and Ocean, you hit the nail right on the head. We've got a Widowmaker on both sides, and I wouldn't be surprised to see William and Mary go for what I call a King's Row Widowmaker. You jump on a spawn, look for a kill, and go back, but Unique finds that kill, no mercy in sight, so that Zenyatta falling is going to be a crucial elimination. It's going to give William and Mary a great opportunity to engage. Max perhaps a little too deep in the back line, has to use those adaptive shields. Rage Knight from the heavens, not able to find a lot of damage, but forces out that eat from the Sigma. Another cooldown going to be gone. This is going to be difficult here. Max caught out in the back line, slowly farming that mini health pack, desperate to stay alive. William and Mary, they are getting so much free room.
Yeah, and this is really bad, because now, look, Unique has like all the room to play with on this Widowmaker. Widowmaker has such a good sightline on this map, wherever they find.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of Widowmakers, Nelsie has not got the opportunity to play Widowmaker yet. Rage Knight puts them down, I think, for the second time. Uses those rockets, able to find just some great damage with those Helix rockets. William and Mary, we're hardly a minute into this. They're incredibly close to capping first point already.
They will. It's just a question of what target can they get onto. I think they're just going to try and throw onto the Arista.
Oh! That was a good minefield. That was a really good minefield. They didn't find any kills, which I'm shocked about, but it blocked off that exit entirely. Now the Gravitic Flex from Dirk feels desperate. He picked up two people who were not in the condition to be killed via Immortality or Gravitic Flex. The Immortality field was around as well. Unique on the Widowmaker right now. I think the best performance we've seen from them today. And that's saying a lot because they've been a consistent DPS, but this Widow, I mean, they are clicking heads like nobody's business.
Yeah, they definitely won the Widowmaker too. And I think that's what Junkertown is. Point day it has been since Junkertown came out, it's always been a Widow versus Widow map, and Unique definitely got more value. Additionally, Will and Mary have the adaptation with the Zen break on. When they need to go in a brawl and they need to get more damage, what they're doing is they're putting their Brigitte and their Zenyatta into the fight. They're actually brawling with them. Their Brigitte's walking with their D.Va onto targets, like the Arisa in that previous fight. Brig, Zen, and D.Va all walked on top of your boy Wings, and they actually got the kill.
I think it's so funny. I know that's their name, but every time we say it, it makes me laugh. You know, your boy Wing. It's very funny. I get a kick out of that every time. But we had those, while you're talking, we had both of these sites come up from the Widowmakers, the infrared sites, and everybody stood still for a second. It was a beautiful, peaceful moment on Junkertown because nobody got to poke their head out or they'd risk losing it. Now, Easy Dirk almost losing their head post-infrared sight. There's going to be a lot of damage coming out, down to half health, and Nelsie not able to find the kills. Unique is going for, no pun intended, a very unique rotation. I think they're going to try to go for that low ground rotation and catch Nelsie out.
I think they got caught at themselves by Samo. Yeah. I think it's go time for the offense. Rally engage.
Yeah, the rally comes through. The bomb doesn't find anything, but it makes the space. And at the end of the day, that's what's important. Samo doesn't even get to play the game there. Drops down and is deleted from Junkertown point 2. I mean, they're getting ready to cap second point already. William and Mary, every time I say this, I feel like I've said it a couple of times, but each map they're getting better. Like the rust is falling off, they're starting to improve more and more, and I think we're seeing them at their peak so far today here on Junkertown.
This honestly could be a 6-man series, realistically. Honestly, that engagement with the rally and the self-destruct really caught me off guard. I thought they were going to try and set that up a bit more, but it honestly caught Connecticut off guard as well. They were not prepared for that. They didn't invest any of their ultimates, which is why they have so many online. They ideally would have liked to hold on point B longer and use some of those ultimates, but I guess at least they have some of them for this next fight. But how are they going to get value when there's a wrecking ball behind them trying to cause a mess?
Yeah, this is... Max, that was a wee bit sloppy, in all honesty. A little bit of a hyper-aggression coming through. Things weren't going to be looking great, but we're going to be seeing some good progress coming through so far. Easy Dirk solo commits. Oh, and Elandri solo commits an ult as well. Okay, a lot of very unique choices happening right now. I think it would have been better for William and Mary to just die and re-engage.
They got rid of 3 of those 5 ultimates that Connecticut has, so that's a very positive team fight for William and Mary. It's on how they reset if they get value. If they reset well, they'll have a nice next team fight to go for. They'll just have to deal with the rally and the Dragon Strike and maybe the Deadeye. And they'll have a minefield of their own to cause a little bit of chaos and maybe give them a little bit of space. But if they wait too long, the reset is sloppy, then Connecticut, their ult bank is just going to build and build.
Yeah, and of course, the unique thing kind of that happens in the form of payload maps, escort maps, is the closer the attacking team gets to the end, the better the spawn advantage comes for the defending team. So, William and Mary, they're going to have to win 3 fights in a row to walk this all the way in to that final golden box of victory in the form of the 3rd point. Samo already finding that baby Diva, so taken offline. The ultimate down the drain. Newcomer picks up Trav, arguably a more crucial elimination in favor of William and Mary. That Brigida being taken offline. Tiz guys, the soul healer for UCONN. Dirk finds a laundry, gets traded out in the process. A support currently missing on both sides. I would say where the cart is right now, spawn advantage is about as equal as it's going to be for the rest of the map. So I think right now it's going to come down to who finds these eliminations faster, and right now it just seems to be a one-to-one trade over and over again.
Yeah, but I feel like William and Mary, they can't really go without their Zenyatta. That's probably the most important part of their composition. I mean, the laundry's just coming back now. They'll be the fight soon, and then we'll have a team fight.
It's weird because William and Mary, I feel like they shouldn't have been able to get nearly as much room as they just did. Like, they kept losing people, and as the attackers, they should have had to re-engage, but they just kept holding W, and UCONN just kept holding S. They just kept backing up. They gave William and Mary all of this free space, and the cart, that's not a C9. I'm not going to call that a C9, but that was definitely a unique play at the end there. The gravitic flux off of cart was weird, but that was coming from UCONN, so William and Mary, they really just got to walk that in for free.
Connecticut really should have noticed that William and Mary didn't have their Zenyatta, right? William and Mary, they wanted to win that fight out. They can't take an engagement with their Zenyatta, otherwise they don't have enough damage to win a team fight, realistically. So, why did Connecticut, though, when we were a 3v3 fight, William and Mary don't have their Zenyatta, the most important part of their comp, why did they back off? Why did they give that much space? That's really the question. And honestly, I don't have an answer for you. The answer might actually just be that William and Mary get Junker time because of it.
Yeah, and I mean, we said it. I was kind of joking a little bit when I said there's possibly a map 6 on the table, but I don't think it's a joke anymore. I think that is a very realistic possibility, and William and Mary, I mean, 2 minutes and 14 seconds on Junkertown, I feel like that's kind of a lot, honestly. I think that's a pretty solid time.
That's a pretty good time by.
Yeah.
Additionally, right, William and Mary, they're making more creative plays. Unique started to warm up. They're making adaptations with their support line to get them more involved. I actually really like that playing point. I'm just going to bring it back into it again. Sometimes it's really difficult to get your Zen involved because your Brig has to go and brawl with your tanks.
Right.
So they just bring the Zen with them. Like, literally, it's like taking your child to like a nuclear war.
Take your Zen to work day.
But also your Zen has a disco on, and that's extremely powerful. And
oh!
What?
Jail. Unique. He went for the trick shot. When we started spectating him, he was ending a 360. I saw it. He went for the trick shot. He found it. Unique takes Tiz guys out of the fight straight away. And unfortunately, it happened so quickly that I don't think it really gives William and Mary an engagement advantage, especially since they lose Max roughly at the same time. We're currently in a 5v5. UCONN, they're going to get the first couple of corners for free, but William and Mary, they cannot let UCONN move as fast as they were able to.
Max went down early, but Max is now back. Oh no, Laundry's dying. The most pivotal part.
There goes the other Zen though. Both Zenyatta's offline, so another 5v5. The counterpart's missing. A single healer, a Brig versus a BAP. Nelsie does pick up Max. Alandri swapping onto the Ana. Again, I don't think there's a nano target. I think that's a weird choice, but it does give your team a lot more healing, so maybe that's what they're looking for. Unique finds Easy Dirk there in the back line. The Hog down. The Sigma possibly not far behind. Unique trying to find that shot. Samo on the Ash, trying to give this Widow a run for her money.
Concerned about this one as well, because William and Mary need the damage. Connecticut don't really, so when their Zen goes down, they have the Baptiste who can still do a lot of damage. They have the Hulk as well. William and Mary need that Zen. I think they're in a lot of trouble here if they continue with this comp.
Absolutely. Rival loses that mech. The site's going to be coming out, so no more secrets here for UCONN. Your boy Wiggs does find a great kill in that accretion onto the baby Diva, takes her offline. Max, oh, yeah, probably going to be taken offline here as well. Nelsie picks up Unique, but UCONN, they've had to use two ultimates rather. They'd use the High Noon and the Amp Matrix, and they still haven't really won this fight.
Yeah, I just don't see where you're gonna get value out of this Honor, right? Maybe
I agree. Yeah, and Rage Knight's actually just gonna bite the bullet before the Visor even gets to do a darn thing. We see Alandri gets the kill on the Samo. Rival finds one as well. A huge nade there. Rival finds 2 kills with the bomb, but now is the sole survivor, the whole hog. A great eat. Oh, and Unique puts Dirk down. Nelsie finds that counter kill. It's gonna be a McCree versus a Diva, and honestly, Rival could just stand there and tank damage until somebody else returns, but they're both gonna play slow. They're gonna try to catch out this McCree before they can return to the team. Max probably gonna get flashbangs here. Immortality Field already forced out. What is that, a 25-30 second cooldown down the drain? William and Mary, they just turned a lost fight completely back in their favor.
That shouldn't have happened though. Rival should not have got 2 kills with that self-destruct. And Unique
Wow.
that edge shot. Wow. That was just awesome from Unique.
Unique's hitting wall bangs in Overwatch. Holy cow! I mean, that was insane. Able to find Samo as well. Rival loses the mech, but the entire DPS line and now the Roadhog as well is about to be gone. Samo does pick up Rival though. Your boy Wings finds new combo. Gravitic Flux is going to pick up Max. They may have done it. UCONN may have finally turned this fight back in their favor. EasyDirt picks up Rage Knight. Just over 1 minute left. It took them 3 minutes and probably over 10 ultimates to still not completely cap the point. Unique will fall in exactly a minute left on the clock there. UCONN, they finally capped that first point.
I think if I was Unique, I would genuinely be upset that they got something. Unique got so many awesome kills. And pivotal kills as well. Those kills definitely mattered.
Right.
And, you know, I mean, Connecticut, they probably deserved to get that point. I mean, maybe you could make a point that they didn't, but they really shouldn't have lost that previous fight, no matter what happened. Yeah, they did some mistakes.
How did Dirk even get up there? What the heck? Why is he over there? He's going to be able to find the kill on the Max, but he's not going to be able to find anything else taken offline by Rival there with the help of Unique. The site's out once again, so no secrets currently available for the University of Connecticut. A huge Bionade hits, what is that, 3 coming off from Melandri there. So maybe that's what William & Mary is looking for in the form of an Ana. They're looking for these massive anti-nades that just completely negate healing on UCONN. That could work out really well, but I think Melandri's going to have to be hitting him a little more consistently to make the Ana swap worth it. Oh!
How are you actually going to get value out of these nades? Who's going to engage on them?
Yeah, very true. Very true. I mean, maybe the Wrecking Ball can pile drive, but pile drive not exactly notorious for getting kills, right? So, yeah, you actually bring up a great point there. Nano Boost, I don't think that's an ultimate they need with the comp they've been running. Maybe Nano Visor, that seems like the only even a little bit realistic comp kind of choice. High Noon coming off from Nelsie, going to be great there, able to find some serious damage.
They actually got the hook onto the D.Va, which means they couldn't Matrix, and that's why the Deadeye got the D.Va.
Is this still the first series? I feel like we've been here for so long. I've completely slipped. I've lost my grasp on reality. We are still in series number 1. Rage Knight, wow, okay. With the double Helix Rocket, there was nanoed, so of course there's that additional damage online. I honestly have no idea how this fight's gonna go. It has been so back and forth for the weirdest reasons.
Don't have any ultimates online, and neither does
no.
Really? Oh, I was gonna say they have the infrasight, but not really anymore. They're not gonna be able to know where Connecticut are coming from because you can't even use that infrasight right now. And also, Connecticut have a player advantage for a short period of time.
Yeah, it's a good thing the Widow didn't infrasight because she would have immediately died and it would have been taken offline. So, William & Mary, the Rivals finally backing up mech. That's gonna be great. Here comes that infrasight. I don't know, William & Mary, I feel like they're playing as 6 individuals now. I feel like we've really lost the grasp on kind of engaging as a team. And Dirk, all the way in the back line like this, the bomb comes out, a great Sigma shield keeps the team alive, a Bionade hits 2 at the form of UCONN. Easy Dirk, literally just storming the back line, grabs the Ana, Melandri sent back to spawn, here comes a whole hog. This Roadhog feels so completely uncontested right now. Finally goes down to Rival, but I feel like William & Mary, maybe they're just getting fatigued. What are we on map 4? I mean, this has been a very long series after this.
We could have more. William & Mary, realistically, they're in a pretty good spot here. They're probably going to win this team fight. And there's 30 seconds left for Connecticut to come back in, right? They've got a Bob, they've got a Transcendence, and they've now got a kill onto the D.Va. The problem is, can they get the rest of the players out and reset properly?
I don't think we're going to see a proper reset here. I think William & Mary, they're going to try to win this right here, right now, and it's going to bite them in the butt. So we see 2 have already fallen. The DPS line's gone. There goes Melandri. And now, yeah, this is going to be a guaranteed second point cap for the University of Connecticut. But it is 100% impossible for them to finish with more time than William & Mary. And that's if they finish it all. To cap third point with 100 seconds, that feels insanely difficult.
Do you know what? I think I would like to see Unique go back over to the Tracer.
Oh!
Never mind. Never mind.
Scratch that.
Stay on the Widowmaker all you want, pal. Maybe there are some better picks in the Tracer for the backline, but this one is a living highlight reel.
Samo and Match Chat hitting the LOL. A little bit upset about that headshot, but it is what it is. Unfortunately, going to get caught out by a very strong Widowmaker in the form of Unique. Really hitting those headshots when they matter most. Now we'll see the next to go down. This is honestly a Widowmaker's playground, right? So many spots to grapple, so many long sights to find these crucial headshots. And Unique, I mean, they have been so strong at hitting these headshots. Tiz guys down the drain as well. Only 50 seconds left on the clock. That is like maybe one team fight for UCONN. This looks so good for William & Mary right now. I really think they've got Junkertown in the bag.
definitely. I mean, they're back over to the Zen pick as well, which suits their composition a lot more. They've got Discord Orbs, they've got Rally, they've got Minefield, they've got Tac Fire, so this is going to be almost impossible for Connecticut.
30 seconds.
Yeah, I think almost impossible is going to turn into impossible here, especially if they lose somebody early. Trav has to use that Transcendence. Dirk does pick up Unique, so some damage off the clock. That's going to force out pretty much every ultimate under the sun. That's 5 already. High Noon, Bob, Ant Matrix, Infocyte, and Rally, as well as that Tac Visor. So a lot of ultimates making an appearance in that fight, and 0 of them actually getting kills. Isn't that fun? There's going to be a lot of damage coming out now. We are officially in the overtime, so UCONN, best case scenario, they cap, they get another minute, I believe. So match for the win, picks up Samo. Here comes a bomb in the back line. Nowhere to run for the support line of UCONN. Samo swaps onto a Doomfist, trying to keep the fight alive, but the damage has been done. William and Mary, they have just chef's kiss, cleaned up Junkertown. It got a little bit closer than they may have wanted, but a win is a win nonetheless. Unique finds a double kill in that Tracer that we haven't seen since Busan nearly, 2 hours ago? But William and Mary, they finally put a point on the board, and they are going to take us all the way to a map 5.
True One Connecticut, William and Mary starting to find the identity that they showed us for the first maybe minute and a half of this series. They look a lot better now than they did then, and they look really good at the start. And then bottled the first two maps. They probably bottled the third, right? It probably should be William and Mary. Well, we probably should be a 2-2 right now. The reality is, Connecticut are still up 2-1. They still need one map win. We're going to control next, which Connecticut did win previously, which could help them. But William and Mary, they're growing up.
Exactly. I was going to say, not only did they win the control point in the form of UCONN, but it was close. It was 99-99 on stage 3. So it was, it was a nail biter all the way to the end of it. It was Busan, then it's going to be Oasis now. Oasis is my second favorite control point, for Lijiang Tower being my favorite, but this is going to be interesting. I really think your boy Wings can re-engage on the Reinhardt here, which is something we haven't seen in a while. So I think that could really spice things up, especially if we go to Gardens. I expect Reinhardt to make an appearance, but you said it best, Ocean. William and Mary have grown up. They've been getting better every single map up to this point, and I think that's going to carry over into Oasis as well.
Yeah, 100%. They can play their Zen break on either maybe Gardens. They can maybe play it on City Center. University, they might have to adapt and play Connecticut's game. So maybe this might be decided on what map comes first.
Yeah, absolutely. But we're going to find out in just a couple of minutes here. We're going to give these teams a minute to, get their water bottles refilled, use the restroom. Everybody do the same. Go get some water, stretch your legs, do what you got to do. But come right back here for map 5, possibly going to be a map 6 as well. But we'll see you folks right back here in just a couple of minutes. Welcome back, all you tanks, healers, and damage dealers. Still the handsome faces and voices of Succulent and Ocean to guide you all the way into Map 5. This is a reminder for everybody watching. This is Game 1 still. This is still the first of what is supposed to be 5 games happening today. UCONN and William & Mary, they are giving us just such a stellar way to start off the season. Ocean heading into Oasis. I'd love to hear who you think is going to walk away with Map 5.
Do you know what? Part of me wants it to be William & Mary, just for the Map 6. And I think it's the first ever stream on EGF Overwatch.
No, not on the channel. Of the season, yes, but not of the channel.
Right, yeah. Yeah, well, the first game on EGF Overwatch this season, right? If it's a Map 6, that would be incredibly awesome. William & Mary, it's been a good series as well. They started off strong, then Connecticut just kind of toppled them over and took Map 1. Then William & Mary looked really lackluster on Map 2. Connecticut looked like they were improving. Hanamura, both teams made a lot of mistakes, and it was a draw. William & Mary, though, in Map 4, Junkertown, looked like the team that we thought we were going to see after the first minute and a half of Map 1. Can they continue their form here on Oasis, or is that consistency level going to drop?
I'm so curious, honestly, because I talked about this right before the break. I talked about how your boy Wings is going to probably bring back that Reinhardt, at least for one of the stages, if we go to University or whatever it's called. The one with the giant hole in the middle. People play Reinhardt on that one all the time, so I would love to see that one. Ryan make an appearance there, but it looks like it's going to be City Center first. And again, the Ryan would make sense, but I'm almost more excited to see your boy Wings back on the Winston.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting to see what Connecticut up for. I think William & Mary will be happy, though, because they can play Zen Break here on City Center because you have a lot of space to get your Zenyatta into the fight. Wrecking Ball's also really good on this point. That's really going to help them. Connecticut, though, I think they've made a really good choice. They're going to opt for a rush composition, not Brawl, but they're going to run rush. And what they're going to do is they're going to look to pick out pieces of this William & Mary composition that are isolated and go after those. It might be the backline, but I think what they're going to opt for is to go after the cowboy. They're going to go for Rich tonight. They're just going to rush straight onto them.
Yeah, just going to storm the castle, so to speak. They're going to come right in, try to find the immediate eliminations. But UCONN went for the high ground, William & Mary went for the long rotation, so everybody was as far away as they could be for a very brief moment of time. Now, your boy Wings is going to dive right in a 1-for-1 trade. Samo and Alondri out of the fight immediately. Tizguy's for the first Moira that we've seen today. Also taken offline, traded out for Unique. Currently a 4v4 in favor of William & Mary as your boy Wings and Dirk not far to follow. Nelsie, the sole survivor currently of University of Connecticut, not going to be able to do much, but can stall. And right now, stalling is what it's all about.
Honestly, Connecticut, right, the actual engagement was fine. It just wasn't set up very well. I feel like they could have, they see where William & Mary are, they know where that Zen is. I think they could have waited, got players to different off angles, and then all go at the same time. Maybe the Diva on the right of them, have the Reaper on the left, and have the Winston go for main. And that could have been a better engagement. I think they just need to set up a little bit better. The pace of it was fine, though.
Yeah, I mean, the pace has just been very good coming through here. William & Mary now able to get that 20% capture. They're already 1/5 of the way done with this first stage. And Dirk, though, finds Alondri. Again, she's the first one to fall on the side of W&M. Zenyatta down the drain. That's going to force Nuke Llama into utilizing that rally. Here comes a Pulse Bomb out of the Diva. The intelligence to fly up was there, but Trav was still, unfortunately, a little bit too close. 35%. Now Rage Knight picks up Samo. The Cowboy making a reappearance here as well. Oh, I do not like that use of Coalescence here. The team fight, you are well into the losing zone. Now here comes a bomb from Rival as well. And Tiz guys, I don't know what that was. They are not going to be stoked that was not on stream. That much I'm sure of.
Are they going to play Dodge Cars? No.
No. Dirk's. I thought they were going for a little bit of car dodge as well, but no.
Yeah, I think Tiz guys was resetting, and it was just the most creative reset possible. I think they knew that fight was over. I like the idea of going for the Coalescence, right? Because the rush comp, and sometimes those fights are turnable, but in that situation, definitely not. And
I mean, it was a 2v6, a 2v5.
We see crazier things with the rush
That's true.
competition.
That's true.
They've got a pulse bomb, and they've got a self-destruct in the final. They've got to go fast.
And go faster they will. Rival already able to find the eat onto Nelsie's pulse bomb there. Your boy Wings just shredded there. Those wings were turned boneless in the blink of an eye. It's going to be Alondri. Again, she falls, but Rage Knight already finds that counter kill. Gets that refrag. Max for the win. Finds both the supports with the minefield. This fight feels effortless for William & Mary. They used maybe, I know they only used one ultimate. What am I even talking about? And he's already halfway to another one. So that was an incredible fight. Already 8 seconds away from ending City Center. Down, yeah.
Killing the most important part of this ball competition, but they're not getting any value. They're using too many resources on it, or they're not setting up a dive onto the property because they're just diving onto the Zen while there's a break babysitting.
Yeah, they're diving out of the Zen, but it's always being refragged. Like, there's always a counter kill immediately after. And this time, the beat forced out early from Trav. Samo is going to have that Death Blossom online, might get to use it, might find a kill, but Rival with another bomb, going to find at least one. Yeah, there it is. Nelsie will bite the bullet. Here comes that Death Blossom. Unique falls, 1 DPS down now on both sides. Alondri, she's not the first one to die this time, so that's definitely a movement here for William and Mary Nuklama now. Committing the rally. High noon from Rage Knight. Great Wraith form from Samo. They're able to stay alive. Max getting hyper aggressive, knows they have the adaptive shields to keep the fight alive. Alondri now discording anybody in sight. There's going to be another kill. Dirk falls. A great shot onto the Lucio. I think the second this Lucio falls, we can consider City Center over.
Maybe they can come back in with this coalescence. They can maybe build up that minefield if they can. It might be possible.
I think this is turnable right now for University of Connecticut. I think they found some great progress, some great improvements so far moving forward. This might be the opportunity here for them to at least get a cap. And right now, your boy Wings falling, though, makes me take all those words back kind of straight away. They lose that engager, they lose that general nuisance. Now there's nobody else to really pull focus. Nelsie the next to fall. They all back up just a little bit too long. Overtime, Wick burns down in the blink of an eye. William and Mary, they're one stage away from tying up the series.
Yeah, either your boy Wings need to, know that they were the win condition to stay alive longer, or the team need to know. That's our win condition. That's our next ultimate. That's our engagement tool. We need to keep a Wrecking Ball alive. I'm not sure which of them was the answer and why that went so wrong, but I have a suspicion it was the team not knowing that the Wrecking Ball was the win condition there. But no! Little bit of fortune for Connecticut as we're going to head over to Oasis University. This is practically where Reinhardt's live, right? Like, this is so good for either Brawl or Rush compositions, and it looks like they're going to go for a hybrid of both, really, because you're going to have the Zarya, which is more of a Rush hero, and you're going to have the Junkrat, which is more of a Rush hero, whereas the rest of the heroes are your kind of standard Brawl heroes. Leo and Mary, though, going for the Pharah again, and can't say I'm a fan if Connecticut play fast enough.
Yeah, we haven't seen this work. I would be confident to say at all up to this point. The Pharah has not been particularly successful for William and Mary, but maybe Unique is warmed up a little bit more in the sense of they've been playing 5 maps in a row. So maybe there's a little bit of value to come out of it. Nelsie back on the Cowboy as well, so that's something we expect to see. University of Connecticut, Samo finally bringing out a Junkrat, and I think this is a great Junkrat stage personally. Max for the win and going to get charged out by Wings. Zarya there to boot as well. William and Mary, they're going to have to give up first cap here. The Rage Knight falls, Samo flashbang falls. Very unfortunate, must have been sub 5 HP, but now, they always say 60% of the time the team to cap first is the team to win the stage.
Pharah really isn't getting value. They're getting a little bit of damage, but they're not getting any kills. They're not getting damage that's useful for maybe D.Va to get a kill. This is not working out at all, and it's safe to say we kind of called at this point. Pharah hasn't been good all day.
Yeah, and I think maybe Unique just needs to go back to what we've been seeing. I thought they were making great progress on pretty much anything else. And Samo unfortunately misses the bomb, gets it stuck on the wall there, but still found the kill onto Alondri, a crucial one at that. Samo falls to Unique, so 1-to-1 trade. Max again has absolutely nowhere to run. Trav picks up Rage, and so we're looking one at a time here. Just slowly but surely, UCONN constantly winning these 1v1 matchups.
It's been great at Tracer, Widowmaker, Honzo, a lot of different heroes today. Why is this Pharah coming back? I mean, I know the Pharah can be good against the slower pace Brawl, but we're seeing the Zarya here, which usually is good against Pharah, but it tells us that Connecticut want to play faster. When you're playing against a fast Brawl Cup that's really proactive and decisive, Pharah isn't going to get that volume.
Yeah, this far, I mean, maybe there's the barrage, and I said this exact same thing on on Eichenwald. I was like, oh, maybe the barrage will make all the difference, right? And then they missed the entire thing and got no kills from it. Now a grab coming out from Dirk. Unique does find Nelsie, goes up high. I expect the barrage, finds 1 kill already, can't quite land the second and dies for it. Again, the barrages, I feel like they're happening too high up. A barrage is kind of a burst ultimate, right? You want to catch them off guard, but when they've got 5 seconds to walk out of the way, you're not going to get that same value.
Yeah. Isn't as far as they are other heroes. I think they're really good other heroes, right? Like, why are they not playing them? A Tracer here would be brilliant with this competition, especially if you could pass the Baptiste and get rid of that immortality field.
Yeah, I think Tracer would be much better, but this feels like we're going all the way to map 5, I mean stage 3 of the control point. A great beat, immortality field was used as well. Rage Knight has a free high noon, but nobody's in the way, even gets solo shattered and taken off the line. I don't think William and Mary are going to be able to turn this one around. It feels darn tootin' impossible. Wings catches out Rival, can't remix the resurrection. Completely useless. Max, kind of the sole survivor here. 99-0. Tiz guys finds Unique, and I pray that Unique does not bring out the Pharah in stage 3, or William and Mary is going to lose it.
They are, right? Because if you're on paper, Pharah is pretty good against Brawl, right? That is true. That is true. And we've seen high level, Pharah can be really good against Brawl. The problem is when that Brawl turns into rush composition, Pharah is then the worst hero possible to be on. And right, you can have a Brawl composition and you can rush, right? That is an action you can take as a Brawl composition. Rush compositions can also Brawl, right? So what's the difference here? Connecticut are playing what is on paper a Brawl composition, but they're playing a rush style. That means that Pharah, because the composition Connecticut is playing so fast, can't get any value. So William Mary are going to go away from it, and thankfully they do.
5.
Garden, this is one of the maps where Brawl is possible to be run, which is Connecticut's favoured. William Mary can also run their Zen Brig. It's also very favoured here. They're both good comps here. We've kind of had the favoured map of Connecticut, the favoured map of William Mary, and now both of these compositions are very strong here on Oasis Gardens.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Oasis Gardens, I think we're going to see a lot of progress, a lot of individual gameplay, so to speak. I talked about that earlier, is how this is a team-based game. But on this stage, this is the one I always think of, kind of those pro-level plays, those individual plays, making a world of difference. I don't know why. People just really seem to pop off on this map. So it's going to be University of Connecticut going to find themselves on that high ground advantage. But William and Mary, they might cap right under their noses. We see that happen very often. However, Samo, Newcom is gone. We're back on that comp where it's the least healing available in-game. So really going to be a lot of struggling here from the side of William and Mary to keep the team alive. Your boy Wings finds Rival, and now we're back on the Mercy. Oh, I'm not particularly fond of that.
Plum has had so much improvement on the break this series. William and Mary, as a team, have made so much improvement on the Brigitte Zenyatta backline this entire series. I don't like the Mercy pick. I guess it makes more sense if you're going over to the Sigma and the Hanzo. The reason being, and why this is maybe a little bit more effective when you're making the other two swaps, is because Sigma likes to play from a distance, Mercy likes to play from a distance, and so does Hanzo. Which means, of course, you're going to get a little more burst damage with that damage bridge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be just a lot of hyper-aggression coming out early. We see Unique swapping onto an Echo now. This is going to be interesting.
What do William and Mary do? Well, that'll help. They've got the Baptiste. Now it's engagement time. Unique onto the Echo now. A hero we haven't seen from them yet.
Yeah, Rage Knight, however, not really giving Unique the chance to shine, finding 2 kills back-to-back already. Half this in favor of UCONN. I feel like if William and Mary want to turn this around without forcing a last fight, now's the time to do it. Trav getting a little bit too aggressive, and Rage Knight just cannot find the arrow, but Alondri will find that shot instead. 60% is going to flip in favor of William and Mary here. A Resurrection comes through onto Rival, and they are ready for this next attack.
Yeah, a better team fight from them. I feel like the composition matchups now make sense because they're not going Echo, Sigma. Also, instead, of course, Tracer. What else did you come before? Yeah, Tracer was on Tracer, D.Va, and Green. So these changes make a lot more sense now.
Right, no doubt. Easy Dirk gets taken off the map there. Nelsie still looks like they're going to be able to turn this one around. However, caught out by Unique, so just barely able to keep the fight alive. Max committing a minefield there feels weird, but it feels like it's really going to be the fact to flip the fight. They're going to force the entirety of UCONN onto this ledge. Oh! Oh! The pile drive onto Wings! Oh, Max just tears it up. Absolutely phenomenal job there on the record.
You know that minefield that they just used? It's still on the field. It's now 55% back up to. They're also going to have a duplicate, as well as probably a Valkyrie. Well, they will have a Valkyrie this next team fight. They might even get a Dragon Check because they've been building that extremely fast. Now Connecticut are under pressure. They have got this Graviton Surge, though. What are they going to do with it? They're hiding underneath right now. If you want to go for the grab underneath and then a Riptire, I think that's exactly what they're setting up. Oh no! Off the map! The grab
again,
used!
Again, and the grab was used. That, oh my god, oh my. That sucks! There's no better way to say it! That's horrible! That was like a worst case scenario for UCONN there!
The Zarya gets ripped off the map, which now means Minefields online. They lose their Graviton Surge, which they were setting up a massive play
That was their win condition!
Yeah, it's gone! What do they do now? I mean, they can maybe try still get value out of that Riptire.
I like have goosebumps. Like, what a fight-turning play! Here comes Minefield, no doubt in my mind. Gonna be able to find an amazing elimination in the form of Nelsie there. This is... Whew, I mean, this is just gonna be absolutely horrible for UCONN. There's no better way to say it. I think William and Mary have just forced a map 6. Now here comes Samo trying to save the day, and there it goes! Unique with the Fire Strike! Oh my god! This just turned into a massacre!
Oh no, UCONN! That could have been it! That could have been your moment to put the series away! We're going to map 6!
I'm speechless, and as many people know, that does not happen often. I've always got something to say, but right now, I mean, Max just single-handedly won this map. Like that, I talked about individual pro plays. I literally said, I feel so big brain right now. Because then exactly that happened. That was, I said, we need to watch the individuals rather than the teams right now. And Max, I feel like that was a 1v6. Max just tearing it up.
That was awesome. The power drive boob, the boob in the previous fight.
It was insane.
I mean, also, was that Max really? Or did that Zarya play take away too? Take away. I think it did, and I don't even think it was a Zarya. That Zarya was ready to go. They were set up for that Graviton Surge for a while. I think Samo on the Junkrat and the main core took way too long to get set up for that engagement. I feel that's why Max was able to get that boop. It was also play to get the boop, but I think the setup is what happened, or what went wrong for that boop to happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Map 6 is now just going to be another control point, right? If I'm not mistaken, it's going to be Ilios. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Prod. Answered it as soon as I asked it. So it's going to be Ilios is the next one, and this is going to be interesting because and I hate to say this because I don't think the Pharah has been working, but if they wanted to, I think Oasis is the map to make that happen.
Yeah, but also, like, Brilliance is a really good Zen break map. You could even run it well if you're good enough and you get your rotations right and get your Zenyatta set up. And it's also pretty good on Lighthouse. This map definitely favors William and Mary. That being said, Brawl compositions are still pretty good on well. You might be able to change them into a Rush composition and just switch them into the Reinhardt to Winston on well and you'll be good. And Brawl is pretty good on Lighthouse as well. So there is opportunities for Connecticut, but I'd not say William and Mary are the favorites in this map 6.
I wonder, sorry, I'm just kind of thinking this through right now as I say it. Unique on the Pharah really was not working out, but Unique on the Echo, I feel like was a very strong put choice. We saw some great transformations onto the Reinhardt. We saw that Fire Strike kill onto the Riptire right at the end. So I think Unique on the Echo makes a lot more sense. I'm so curious, and if we get the chance to interview William and Mary, I'm going to ask this. I want to know why they're trying so hard to force this Pharah when almost any DPS has worked better.
But also, you know what excites me about the Echo pick and also the Sigma and... Was it Rachel I brought out the Hanzo at the end?
Yes, and popped off on it too.
Yeah, honestly, right, they could play this Zen brick all season long, but they now have the Sigma variant with the Mercy, the Echo, and the Hanzo, as well as the Diva variant with the Tracer and the Brig. They have two very good definitions of this Ball Diva comp now ready to go. They just need to make sure they're consistent on it, because in maps 1 and 2, they were not consistent. If they keep the consistency they have on Junkertown and Oasis, and even parts of Busan, they will be in a really good spot if they can keep practicing those Zen comps.
I'm a little bit sad, though. We were just informed by Proud there's no interview at the end, so now I'm never going to get to know the answer to that. But hey, if somebody from William & Mary is watching, message me on Discord or Twitter right now, because I literally want to know so bad what William & Mary's game plan is on playing this Pharah. But jumping into Ilios, all 3 stages are going to call for very different team comps, especially Well versus Ruins. Kind of, those two always to me feel like, you know, the perfect antithesis of one another. But it's going to be, Well is our first engagement. The player I'm going to be keeping an eye out on, I don't know about you, Ocean, I'm going to be looking at Trav here. Has been on the Lucio all game. I want to see if they're going to go for that boop ability, if they're going to go for those, what people always call Reddit Lucio plays.
Be cool, but we're coming to map 6. I'm trying to wonder how we got here, right? Connecticut were 2-0 up in this series, right? You know, theoretically, with William & Mary not being completely consistent in this series, surely Connecticut should have finished this series by now. But also, William & Mary had 3 minutes to finish off on Amora and they didn't do it, right? William & Mary also should have won this series, and now we're here in map 6. Winner takes all.
Winner takes all. We are down to the absolute wire here. 2-2. William & Mary, they have been fighting tooth and nail. At this point, we're more in the physical game. These players have to be exhausted right now, all the way to a map 6 and what's supposed to be a 5-map series. And there goes the Laundry. There goes Rach, and I blink and you miss it. UCONN, they have got the numbers advantage. They've got a Genji online for the first time all series. Unique finds his guys, but the damage has been done. William & Mary, they've got to kiss this first fight goodbye. UCONN looking strong on Ilios Well.
That was awesome, right? But on Oasis City Center, we saw pretty much the exact same matchup, right? Where we see Brawl kind of used as a rush, or Rush kind of used as a Brawl to try and take out the Zenyatta. And then Zenyatta never really got isolated because they always had the Brigitte, the D.Va, etc. I wonder how Alondri got isolated this time around, but was never isolated on City Center. Maybe just a mistake, and it's map 6, that's kind of expected. But now they make this switch over to the Echo variation once again.
Right, we did talk about that physical fatigue, and perhaps a lot is getting to that point in time. playing Zenyatta 6 maps in a row cannot be an easy thing on your mental nor your physical, so Alandri definitely giving it their 110% as every other player on this field seems to be. Dirk, though, picks up new Clemma. We're back on the Mercy, which makes more sense now that we have an Echo, but Alandri, she's taken offline again. This is becoming difficult for William and Mary. UCONN, they're already halfway to being done with this one.
Right, and what's really important for Connecticut here is they actually developed a more proactive style of brawl, particularly on item mode, and that's really going to help them here, because if this Zenyatta does get space, which now is on, which now worries me, because this is their complete identity gone. This is something where they're now forced into changes that they're not comfortable with. They just used a minefield, they're now on Ana instead of Zenyatta. William and Mary are in trouble here.
Yeah, they certainly are. Now, Max finds a kill onto Nelsie, but things are really looking good for UCONN. It's going to be that kind of 5v6 scenario, but right now, losing the Genji, and no offense to Nelsie, Genji's arguably the least impactful player on this comp right now. There's no Blade at the ready, there's no Nano Boost or anything to be committed, so the Genji's looking for kills, but we're really looking, like I said, the Lucio, the Reinhardt as well. Just a lot of aggression coming through. I really want to see what UCONN can do losing.
Oh, they will. I can't. They can send the Reinhardt to the back line, and now Nelsie's back.
Yeah, and this is just going to be Nelsie. Oh man, pulls the blade but gets caught out. Oh, doesn't even get to swing it. Oh, that's devastating. So pulls the blade, gets ripped up into the air, does not get to use it. Still finds a kill, gets counter killed, refragged by Unique. Rage Knight picks up Trav with the dragons, but there's that boop I wanted. Trav does find Rival into the well. Great value coming through.
I'm not too sure where this is going still. It looks like William and Mary will get this team fight win. And I hope now they find a little bit of comfort. They did in the last round on Oasis Gardens. Once they got the point, they looked a lot more comfortable, especially now that they're on a more pokey style this ball composition, right? That they've now got the Echo, the Hanzo that prefer to play from far away, and as well as the Sigma. So we'll see how they do this, right? Laundry also close to Nano Boost. Who do Nano really? Probably Unique. I think Unique's probably your best Nano target.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we're still in a scenario where there's that situation in terms of like you can nano Unique, but other than that, if Unique goes down, the nano is kind of useless. I don't think you've got a primary nano target. Maybe the Sigma if they had Gravitic Flux, which of course they don't. Now Max is gonna have the minefield here, gonna come around the show, trying to help re-engage in the aggression here on favor of William and Mary. I'm really curious. Nelsie finds that kill. If William and Mary loses one more fight, I mean this is gonna be disastrous.
I mean, Unique's really close to the duplicate, and the Nano is almost online. Watch the Laundry's ult charge.
Get in there. Systems in overdrive.
This is a now or never moment for William and Mary. They get to swap onto the Rhine. I like it, but you shouldn't do it that close to the team because now they can just burst you down before the transformation animation even comes to an end. William and Mary are going to be coming through here. They find 2 eliminations. Nelsie's going to fall. Nuklama is traded out as well. Support missing. William and Mary may have actually won this fight. Believe it or not. I'm hesitant to say, but they actually know they've won it. There it is.
Unique and Laundry, they managed to get that Nano Boost online, and with that Nano Boost, Unique managed to build up the duplicate, and those 2 ultimates single-handedly brought this back in favor of William and Mary. Yeah, they may not have got too many kills until after the duplicate, wore off, but it gave them the platform to go and win this map. Now, it's kind of last fight territory. Both teams don't really have too much to work with, but Connecticut on the team has to walk into a Flux and a Dragon Strike.
Yeah, okay, speaking of the devil, there's the Dragon Strike that's going to force them into the Lighthouse area. Honestly, it's really grouped them up for the Gravitic Flux. If Rival's in position, this is a great time. Oh, what a sleep there. I'm going to guess that was just kind of a lucky shot from Laundry. Rival's gone, no Gravitic Flux in sight. That is disastrous. That is the worst possible thing to happen. Nelsie goes for the high noon and finds it. Unique is going to be taken offline incredibly early there. I don't know what to say. I think William and Mary lost that as soon as Rival fell. I think well is over.
Surely that Gravitic Flux should have either been earlier, or Rival should have been further away from that Reinhardt, so that can't get brought down. I have no clue how Rival went down, or the Flux was earlier. William and Mary, that map should have been theirs. Now Connecticut, they have a map. We're going to Ruins, and I think William and Mary will be happy with this. They can play their Zen comp again, if they choose to. But okay, yeah, they're gonna go for it. Good, right. If they didn't do it, I would be really worried, because they made the swap for the Zen to the Ana, and it worked for maybe 1 or 2 team fights there on well, but also it's not the identity that William and Mary are. They like to play these Zen comps, they're good at these Zen comps, and if they didn't play it on when the series is at risk, I would have been a little bit worried. Connecticut, sticking true with what they're good at, this is going to be extremely interesting. I have no clue who's going to win.
Round 2. Capture the objective.
This is going to be almost a saving grace for William and Mary here in the form of Unique having a great opportunity. The Widowmaker really made a difference on Junkertown. They might be able to find that opportunity here as well. I feel like University of Connecticut might be a little more ready for it, however, so we're really going to have to see what Unique in particular can bring to the table. And there it is, Samo falls. Oh my goodness, his guy falls. It is just a massacre. Nelsie falls. Unique just fighting 3 in a row. William and Mary storming this first engagement.
Unique, right? What you're gonna do is when you're watching this one, you're gonna go back into the replay of this map. And you're gonna send me that clip. That was nuts, and that's a play that you need, right? You just lost first round in a control map. It's map 6 in this series. You need that sort of play to get you back up and ready to go, thinking you can win this series.
Max is going to be able to find that kill onto Samo. William and Mary, they're trying to take us all the way to map 6, stage 3. Rival does get moved, but no, the charge doesn't come to fruition. Gets the melee kill onto your boy Wings. Rival finds Fab as well. UCONN, they don't even get to play the game yet. Rival and Unique on individual rampages right there.
Unique, seriously, this could have been over just because of mental. Right, this is map 6, you kind of lost the last round of it, but Unique stepped up when they needed a play, and now it feels like this is a revitalized William and Mary team. If they win Reigns, they're my favorites, but I'm not sure if they can because Connecticut are building up to small twins, and I'm now on a pretty good composition to deal with what William and Mary are running.
Absolutely, this is going to be Unique looking for that shot already. UCONN really struggling to engage. We see already half the point in favor of William and Mary. What? Unique is not missing a shot right now. Puts down Nelsie, finds the Winston. Soldier not far behind. I mean, this is just an absolute massacre. There goes Trav. The Lucio's gone. I mean, UCONN, they're not even getting to walk out of spawn right now.
Right, Unique, you're never allowed to play far again, right? Because you're too good at the other heroes, right? And you know what? Unique's not even getting resources on this Widowmaker right now. They were getting tons of resources in far and not getting anything. They're getting nothing right on this Widow, and they are popping off.
They are, yeah. I feel like popping off is really the only thing to be said right now. Rich and I does pick up your boy Wings as well. This is going to be some great value coming through. They might lose Unique, going to get dived, able to grapple out of the fight here. The engagement going to be coming through. Oh wait, here might be a kill on Tiz, guys. The support's already gone. UCONN, they've got to get out of this fight, and there's only 6 seconds left. They've got to give up well. Did UCONN even touch the point?
No one can hide.
Don't even think so. Unique just had an absolute barnstorm on the map. I just want to go through this with you, right? Map 1, we had 99 to 100, 99 to 100, 99 to 100, 3 rounds to boost on. Ike involved, yeah, it was shorter map. Connecticut took it pretty easily. We have 4 rounds of Hodamora. Then we go to Junker Time. We see pretty long map, both teams getting to point C, one team capping it out. We had Oasis which went all 3 rounds, and now finally on map 6, we have 3 rounds again. We're finally going to see this series conclusion. I still think, just because of that last round and what Unique did, and the fact that William and Mary are still playing their Zen, they're my favourites, but honestly, with this series and how it's went, you can't predict a winner.
You really can't. You truly cannot predict the winner. I mean, this is going to be... I don't even have a word for it at this point. I'm so baffled by everything that we've seen up to this point. We've made it all the way to map 6, 1 stage on both sides. It is Helios Lighthouse. It's going to make all the difference, and right now, Connecticut has found that first engagement. It's going to be a 2-for-1 trade here. Nelsie falls to the support line for William and Mary, already completely gone. Immortality Field falls for Tiz, guys, but the damage has been done. Rival loses that back, and Samo back on the Symmetra. I don't think they've lost the map with the Symmetry yet.
I like these adaptations done by William and Mary. I think they're going to more poke variations. I think Rival is probably going to make the Sigma swap in a second. Oh no, Tiz guy's going down just before the point unlocks. I think William and Mary can come back in here.
Yeah, I think William and Mary has a great opportunity here. This is going to be University of Connecticut. They've got 2 eliminations already, but William and Mary, they lost 2 fights in the time that point wasn't even capped. So truly, they haven't lost that much. They're going to have an ult disadvantage, but finding even 1 elimination for this next engagement is going to make a world of difference.
Okay, so Unique's gone over to the Echo. Nucleum has gone over to the Mercy. Why hasn't Rival gone to the Sigma yet? This doesn't look like they're making too many educated decisions. This Zen's isolated.
Yeah, I mean, this Zen is beyond isolated. Elandri taken offline. Unique. They res Unique, so maybe they're able to get a counter kill out of it. This is going to be very difficult. 30% for UCONN. William and Mary, they're really struggling to engage here, and Unique can't play the Widow, and I think that's really what... That was the only reason they were able to win Ruin so aggressively.
Oh, that Deadeye's going to give them a lot of trouble setting up. Unique's dying. This is not looking good for William and Mary. It just seems to all fall apart here on this last map. Maybe it is fatigue. I wouldn't be surprised, because We have not seen a laundry get isolated all series, and it's happened twice on Ilios, especially in fight ones. At least William and Mary now have ultimates. Both of these teams have ultimates, actually. Who's going to get the better end of things? I think it's probably going to be William and Mary. Their ultimates are better, but the problem is they have to walk into Connecticut. So maybe an early engagement from Connecticut could just ruin everything.
Oh, like that, perhaps? An early engagement that finds 2 kills? Just like that, Ocean? That's going to be seriously disastrous. I mean, that's really going to hurt here. Easy Dirk is going to pick up a kill onto Rival as well. This might be a 100-0. William and Mary, they really cannot get back into this fight.
They lose the Valkyrie as well, right? So they don't even have that ultimate, which is one of the best engagement tools. I mean, they are going to get another fight, right? They're pretty well set up to get that. The question is, how good is this last fight going to be for them? I mean, they're going to have a little bit of space here. Unique's going to be close to the duplicate.
Oh, Samo finds a kill. The bomb picks up nothing. Max, this minefield has to be it. This has to get something, or this is going to be flipped in favor of UCONN permanently here in this first series. This is going to be just back and forth coming through. Rage Knight finds that kill on, or finds that visor, excuse me, the trap, picks up a laundry again. She's not able to make it back into the engagement. We are in that overtime, that garbage time. Everybody steps off the point. Unique finds his guys, and Samo picks up Rage Knight in the same breath. This is ending so aggressively in favor of UCONN here. Here comes a bomb from Rival. This has to get a 6-man to make a difference, and Rival's going to be caught out by this bomb. Oh, the double! That's got to be the icing on the cake here. I mean, this is just, there it is. That's going to be all she wrote. Unfortunately, University of Connecticut will, well, not unfortunately, but unfortunate for William and Mary, University of Connecticut will walk away 3-2 on a 6-map series.
Play of the game.
That was awesome. And you know what? We talked a lot about William and Mary this series, but the consistency of Connecticut, right? They played their brawl comp to a pretty decent level the entire series, and that was awesome. Yeah, do you know what? William and Mary might have the better peak potential and might be at peak a better team. Doesn't matter, right? Connecticut won the series, right? They also don't have their best player here. Pascal is off playing contenders, right? They're missing. They're flexible.
Yeah.
So thinking about that, Connecticut will be really happy. They got the win on the board. William and Mary, I think they'll be content as well, right? They came back from 2-0 down to 2-2, were decent enough in max 6. They showed off that they have a really good high peak that they can hit. They just got to hit it more often.
Absolutely. I think you've hit the nail right on the head there. And speaking of hitting things, we need to head on over to the next game, so we're going to have to end this super abruptly. It's still going to be me and Ocean, but we need to get these other schools in here, so a huge congratulations, wow, okay, to University of Connecticut and William & Mary. You put on quite a showing. We can't wait to see what you guys do in the future. We're going to throw it to a quick break, get these next teams ready, and we'll be right back here in just a couple of minutes.